All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the second held tournament from Infinite. This is going to be a 2 versus 2 tournament on Xbox One, similar to the one that we hosted on PS4, but the prize pool is already set to be bigger than we started with on the PS4 initially. So, this is going to be a very exciting tournament, and the first matches that we have are Jarls of Valhalla versus the Smooth Brains. I'm joined here with Infinite, the host, and my co-commentator, Gingy. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Say hi, guys.
Yeah, how y'all doing today, guys? This is gonna be a great tournament. It's gonna be a beautiful tournament. Okay, I'm excited. Talon?
I'm extremely excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing how people react on different consoles and different.
Oh yeah.
The platforms change the way that people play an awful lot. You'd be surprised just seeing what people do from PS4 to Xbox One and PS4 to PC and things like that. Because, I play on all the different platforms. I've seen all the different play styles, and it does vary quite a bit.
Yeah, I've only recently dabbled into PlayStation a little bit, but I've mostly been playing Xbox a lot, judging by my 128 reps, and then I've recently gotten into PC. I got a lot of questions about like, is there a big difference between PC and console? And I mean, there's obviously a clear difference, but it's nothing completely different to where if you're an absolute god on Xbox, you're gonna be this demigod or some shit on PC. That's not really the case, but I mean, what do we got today? We got the Jarls of Valhalla. A lot of high reps in this lobby. We got a JJ and a Kensei versus a Raider and a Warlord. I'm liking this style. I'm liking the JJ. The customization and the fashion is really key. If I had to give a first impression, I think I remember last tournament there was a Warlord Raider combo and they did absolutely excellent, making sure that the Stampede charges were working and they were working in unison together. But I want to see how this Kensei and JJ combo plays out because JJ can handle himself in a 1-on-2, and I believe Kensei can as well. But JJ's the king of anti-gating, so I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
Right. And yeah, you are correct that, during the last tournament, the Warlord and Raider combo was phenomenal. Warlord was using his zone excellently. He was catching dodges on people that were trying to escape from the Raiders mix-ups, and it was a great time to watch just both of those players synchronize each other so perfectly. But in this particular instance, I think things are going to play out a little bit differently. We have the Zhang Jun, who's definitely going to have a different way of playing around the Raider, and we already can see a massive difference in the meta that we were seeing on PS4.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, all these characters, all the guys that they're playing right now, very high reps. I mean, I'm seeing a rep 70 Warlord, rep 50 Raider. I mean, it doesn't take that many reps to learn how to play a character, but it just shows that these guys definitely know how to play their character well. And I'm really curious to see how they're going to work in unison, because the thing with Brawl is that it's really effective if you play together in a group in a 2-on-2 instead of splitting off like we used to, everyone back in Season 1 and Season 2 with the honor code. That shit doesn't really fly anymore in this game, and you're not going to be doing well in a Brawl if you stick to 1-on-1s.
Exactly, and with so many characters having new sweeping attacks, such as Zhang Jun, who has a ton of AoE on some of his combos. His finisher heavies, you do a backstep light for safety, and then you do exactly what he's doing right there, utilizing the CQ stance to cancel out his recovery from his finisher heavies. It's an excellent method of getting in DPS while at the same time keeping yourself as safe as possible. And we can see that the Zhang Jun right now is utilizing the CQ stance in an excellent manner. I'm really enjoying seeing the way that he's backing up, pushing in, keeping his flow going strong and smooth.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the one thing that I noticed the Kensei doing a lot, which is what I see a lot of pro players at the highest level using with Nobushi as well, is utilizing that zone just like you did there. The zone is a very fast move and it can be very useful. It may not hit all the time and it might not only do chip damage, but that little bit can really help a lot. Because you don't want to be swinging heavy attacks, getting parried, and that can ruin it. And just like that, they've already cleared their first round. Excellent plays there.
Very nice job by Mr. Shane and JV Blitz. The Kensei was utilizing those dodge attacks to escape from a lot of mix-ups, and I like the use of it, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind, things like that are extremely unsafe whenever people start expecting it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Kensei's dodge attack is, at least in my opinion, one of the easier dodge attacks to parry, deflect, all that type of stuff, so you gotta really watch out, and you don't want to be using that too many times, because then that can really impact your health bar a lot, and then even kill you and leave your teammate in a 1-on-2, and you don't want to be doing that in a tournament like this when players know exactly how to play their character.
Absolutely not. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more variety in this one, considering the meta has changed quite a bit, considering people are now used to fighting Raiders and the new heroes as well.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Hitokiri isn't allowed still, but Raider is 100% allowed. And people have been getting better at reacting to the stunning attack mix-ups and things like that.
Yeah,
That unblockable is still going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, I believe what Infinite did say in his rules that I believe that every character is allowed. She wasn't allowed before since she was a new character. We kept Raider in on the PS4 because he's an old character but with new changes. But seeing as we're very close to the end of season 10, it's given a lot of players a lot of time. This Kensei's he's half on health and he's kind of at a disadvantage right now, but he has that zone attack that could be super utilized. He has to watch out for stuff like that. But
that was interesting.
That was a very excellent play.
It seemed as though the Raider went in for the Stampede charge and the Warlord threw out a heavy. Is that what I just saw?
I think that's what I saw too. Originally, I thought that the Kensei ended up killing both of them. That's what it looked like, but I guess the Raider ended up getting that win because it looked like the zone attack was going to end up hitting both of them while they were doing both of their out of lock moves. But I guess the Raider ended up killing them somehow, or the Warlord, whatever it happened to be. But right now it's tied 1-1. They seem pretty even in fights. There isn't a drastic like super sweep going on, and it seems to always be in like a 2-on-1 scenario or a 1-on-1. I'm noticing. So these are very two evenly matched teams. I'm noticing.
Right. In a match like this, you're going to always have to keep in mind you have to be a solid solo player if you want to be good in 1v2s, if you want to be good in 2v2s. As a matter of fact, you noticed that the Kensei was trying to use the survivability to his best extent, but unfortunately enough, with those out-of-lock moves from the Raider and from the Warlord, it's just not that simple to keep yourself alive, especially with such high DPS coming out from both of them.
I don't know if this was totally intended by this team, but I'm noticing that the JJ is actually playing behind them. One of the things, the reason why Raider's so low on health right now is because he did land the top heavy unblockable, which took a huge chunk out of his health bar. While Kensei was in the front blocking both the Warlord and the Raider, JJ was doing all the little chip damage and even going for the really high damage attacks, and it still managed to work out. So that was really smart by those two. All they need is one more round and they can get the end of this match. I do believe, what is it, a best of 3, best of 5? I'm losing it today, dude. But we still got tons of matches regardless. It is a best of 5. So these guys have to win 3 games out of the 5 to advance to the finals of this. Guys, just so if you're unaware, we have these 2 teams going up first. The next 2 teams after that is going to be the EG clan, who I've known personally. I've fought them multiple times on Xbox, and then also the Golden Ghouls. And then whoever wins out of those 2 matches are going to play in the first and the second place match. But we're gonna have to do the third and fourth place matches first. So we got about 4 matches to look forward to into this stream. So big stuff coming out for that.
If I'm to make any predictions, I think that we will be seeing a lot more Zhang Jun in this tournament. And the main reason being is because of the what is the word for it? The extensive block, where you're locking onto a person that's way far away from you and trying to hit with the residual hitbox of your attack. That way that the person that you're hitting can't parry it.
I'm not sure if that is the correct term, but I completely understand what you're talking about. JJ has very large sweeping attacks, which makes him super good on 1-on-2s. So the good thing with him picking JJ is that even if the Kensei happens to go down, he can still fight his own in these 1-on-2s. And that's the one thing, just because you're good at 1-on-1s doesn't mean you're going to be amazing at Brawl, because you still have to play in a scenario just in case of where your teammate's down and you gotta start fighting multiple people at once, just like this Kensei's going on here.
Ooh, he gets caught with the outside GB, and it caught him off guard, apparently. GG on that one?
I can't tell if that was him trying to swap to the Warlord, but with the game's target locking not being the greatest at the moment. I've had a few bit of troubles, even today when I was streaming today. A lot of problems trying to target lock on the person that I want to. But either way, it's 2-2 now. This is the final round. I'm liking how we're getting to these close matches. I hope the rest of this tournament is just like this. It'll be very interesting.
I think the excitement is going to build as the crowd gets more hype. There's going to be a lot more people cheering people on whenever they find fan favorites from the teams. I think it's just going to be a good time all around for everybody.
I mean, a little throwback to last stream. We had I completely forgot their name, but it was the guy who played Aramusha, and it was the team Aramusha, right? I believe that was their name. That was definitely the crowd
Team
favorite.
Buff Aramusha.
Team Buff Aramusha. What a throwback to last tournament. That was a fun time. Yeah, if anyone's unaware, this is the Xbox tournament. We did a PlayStation 4 tournament last time, and the next tournament, whenever Infinite sets that up, is going to be the PC tournament. There's no word on if there's going to be anything after that or any other new variations, whether Dominion or Duel specifically, but he'll let you guys know if you join his Discord, so definitely go join his Discord. It should be in the description, or it's always in the description of his videos as well.
All right, coming up on the last round here, it is 2-2, so this is going to be the tiebreaker round that ends up deciding whether or not one team will be going into the next one. Well, not deciding particularly, but just giving them the advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now, it seems to be in a one-on-one scenario. Kensei's trying to move in, trying to make this a 2-on-2. JJ ended up hitting his Kensei, kind of ruining the punish a little bit, but Warlord getting that block undodgeable, that's really smart. Kensei's trying to help his team out.
Warlord hyper armors through the Kensei's attacks.
Seems like a very close fight. This could go one of two ways, and that seems like it's going to be over for just from that one. The two of them are going to combine together.
That it does. Warlord threw out the out of stamina heavy after the Raiders Stampede charge, and it made for a nice, meaty chunk of health.
Yeah, JJ could have had that opportunity. I know that there's definitely a possibility that JJ could have won that as well, but he ended up being baited. It went out of stamina. Raider went for the GB, threw him down. Warlord ended up finishing him off. That's one of the issues, that you don't want to get caught much, or that punish will absolutely destroy you and even cost you a game just like this.
We have to keep in mind as well, Himnar and Jurgen are very experienced with the characters that they're using. It seems as though Jurgen might have very well been using Raider since around Season 1. Rep 70 and Himnar on Rep 50 with his Warlord.
Yeah,
Pretty
I mean,
impressive.
that's a lot of reps, and you can't really be doing that. You can't be doing that stuff in like just a season. It's very hard. It is possible to, get those high reps in one season. I've seen a lot of people do that with newer characters that just want to get that high rep, but it's very tough, and you have to dedicate a lot of time just in that season to get it. So it does seem like these guys have been playing for a very long time, maybe from the beginning or maybe a couple seasons after. It's definitely no way that these guys have picked up these characters just now.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Whenever you're playing a game like this, it's important to remember that you feel more comfortable in a different body than certain others. Such as if I were playing Peacekeeper when I don't have a ton of experience on her. It feels clunky sometimes. It feels like the movement system doesn't really agree with me whenever I'm throwing out attacks. And then I switch over to something like Shaman, and whenever I get into that body, it's like slipping into a new skin. So if you're completely comfortable with the character that you're playing, then there's something that happens where your muscle memory doesn't really matter at that point. It's just creativity and the ability to change the way that you're playing on the fly.
Yeah, for sure. On top of that, it doesn't seem like we have any changes of the characters for this round. Completely understandable. I mean, if it ain't broke, they'll fix it. And it seems like even though the team did lose their last game, it seemed, I mean, they did pretty well. I mean, we went to the final round. It seemed like they did well. I think they may just have to.
A close game.
I feel like they just have to. They're probably at this point where they have to figure out like how they're going to be able to counteract. Because that's usually what I do in duels. Whenever I play a duel or whenever I play a brawl, I get a little bit risque doing some moves that I maybe usually wouldn't do, just to see how the opponent would react to it. And then if I notice that if they're dodging the toe stabs or if they're dodging zone attacks or anything like that, then I maybe hold back on those moves. And that's probably what they was doing just here. They're trying to feel each other out real quick. Then there's probably going to be a lot less exaggerated moves. Maybe JJ won't be doing as many top heavies and noticing that it might get parried a lot. See how that goes.
There will always be independent variables that'll come into play in tournaments like this where people will not know how to react to a certain thing. So it's just about adapting your playstyle and finding that one little niche thing that you can do that'll throw off the opponents. And that's really important in 2v2s, especially because whenever you have team composition can be broken very easily by simple strategy. And it's just about figuring it out, finding it, and then utilizing it as much as possible, seeing if they can find the counter to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. One thing I haven't noticed, and I think it's probably because it's obviously it's a huge spike in the community of people talking about Raider stunning tap, but honestly, it's not the most overpowered thing in this game. It can still be blocked, it can still be deflected. I've noticed the Raider hasn't been doing that too much. Right now they're starting out in one-on-ones, pretty separated from each other. Kensei's back is against the wall. They're starting to come together a little bit, which is really nice. Like I said before, you gotta really play involved. You gotta play together. You can't be on the opposite side. That's not how this is gonna work.
It seems as though the Kensei is trying to keep the Raider in his external guard so as to avoid being hit by stunning taps. Raider gets the wall split, the out of stamina heavy, perfect spacing. Very well done on that one, and a quick execution finishes off the Jang Jun. Kensei is now trying his best to dodge around and interrupt people.
2-on-1. Kensei's trying to go back and forth, switching guards. It's really smart. One thing that I like to do...
throws the Raider into the Warlord and gets some spacing.
That was definitely a good play. He definitely should have backed off there. So one thing when you're in a 2-on-1, you don't want to be too close and get really aggressive. Sometimes you got to pick your choices when you have them. That's a nice parry from the Raider. That might end up being the death there. Gets caught in the guard break, and that's going to be over for the Jarls of Valhalla for this round.
Very nice play.
One thing I definitely do when I'm in a brawl, and I've noticed a lot with the Kensei doing as well, is whenever I'm in a 1-on-2 situation, I try to keep the person who's going to be doing lots of feints, such as the Raider in this case, in my external guard, because that move will only come from one side, whereas the Warlord may have some type of feints coming in there, but it won't be super drastic moves that you could probably react to most of his attacks. So if you can try to keep the lock onto one person, even if it happens to be the Raider that you lock onto, whatever character you find that you're more confident fighting, I would lock onto that person and keep the other person in your external guard. But you want to make sure that you keep a track of them, or stuff's going to happen like what happened last round, where the Warlord ended up guard breaking the Kensei and then ruining their round there.
Exactly. Even during places where you're trying to keep a nice, a strategy going where you're keeping yourself as safe as possible, there's ways to circumvent that, such as with the Warlord's guard breaks and headbutt. That's a constant mix-up that isn't entirely reactable on console, so if you're trying to avoid it, by keeping the Warlord in your guard, then that Raider is going to be throwing heavies and you're going to be getting hit by a headbutt that confirms them.
Yeah, they're back in the 2-on-2. I saw JJ land a couple zone attacks that's super big damage in a brawl. Obviously, even a light attack is good damage with these brawls, trying to slowly chip your opponent away. But if you can land those big damage moves, that's going to really help your team. And just keeping the Raider in his external guard ain't having anything to do with him. Just even if he's right behind him, just making sure he's not going to get lost. Kensei drops the Warlord. It's a 2-on-1. Raider's 1 bar of health away. That's going to be 1 heavy attack, zone attack for JJ. Even a couple light attacks as well. Perfect kick in the top heavy. Worked perfectly.
That was very nicely done on behalf of the Zhang Jun, but it was unsafe because Zhang Jun knocked himself out of stamina, so if he got parried in that, it could have opened up for a punish.
What we got? So it's a tied 1-1, couple more games. It's like I said, man, I said last game, it seems like we're just going to keep going back and forth between rounds. No one's completely sweeping another person. To be fair, as I discovered before we started this, we had a hell of a lot of people coming in to this tournament. I think about 199 something teams. Hell of a big job for Infinite here. I think he had like 35 other teams that couldn't join because it was too closed and whatnot. So a lot of these players, I mean, if you can make it past those 100s of teams in the amount of times that they played probably yesterday, you probably have a reason to be in this top 4 spot. It means you probably are super good at this. But real quick, we do have a donation in the chat. Jahaha for $20 says, won't be able to watch the stream, but give 20 bucks to Infinite for his V-Bucks. Real shit. Definitely give for the V-Bucks. And use creator. Definitely use the creator codes that none of us don't have.
All right, getting back into the match right now. We have a lot of damage going on. Zhang Jun tried to see through stance a Warlord zone. It's a big mistake, considering the new dodge tracking. Tried to go into the unblockable after the kickball splat, but didn't quite make it off because of the Warlord interrupting him with a heavy and finishing him off. Kensei's in a 2v1 situation now. Headbutts are coming out from the Warlord. Guard break confirms the heavy from the Raider into the Warlord. Kensei tries rolling away to get some spacing.
Kensei's definitely not in a good position right now. He's the only one of these 3 people that has very low health, and he's getting knocked with stamina with every move he uses, especially that zone attack is going to eat up so much of his stamina. He has to watch out for that Raider, because that Raider can do some gnarly moves, zone attack and a stunning tap, all that sort of stuff. So even though he's in his external guard, he has to keep aware. Warlord with the out of guard right into the wall. That was perfect placement on that pillar there. Excellent play.
Sometimes you have to wonder if people actually manage to think of things like that on the fly, or if it's just a happy coincidence. But I think in that particular instance, Warlord knew what he was doing.
Definitely, and I mean, the guy has 70 reps, so I feel like he knew exactly what he was doing. Usually, when I play Raider, me being only rep 3, I kind of just throw the guy and hope I land in something. But I mean, this guy's an experienced Warlord player. He knows exactly what he's doing. His entire plan was, I'm going to throw him into the pillar. We're going to get this win. We're going to win this tournament. So far, 2-on-1. All the Warlord and the Raider have to do here for the Smooth Brains, all they have to do is just one more round, and they can tie this game up, I believe. Or is it 2-on-0? I'm losing my mind today. But either way, they'll still get a win regardless if they win this round, which is super big for their tournament. So far, we're just setting up the match. Now we're back into the match here. Starting off with one-on-ones, you know, looking back, what character wants to fight who. Warlord goes for that nice zone, ended up landing. That's a very punishable move if you can parry that. Raider for the stunning tap, feints the zone, back into stunning tap. Oh my
god,
god,
so
so
the
much
Kensei and
damage.
slam that zone attack into the Zhang Jun. Very nicely placed.
Damage. JJ's down like less than
Kensei is at Zhang Jun goes down. Kensei is at a good amount of health, but can he handle the 1v2?
Yeah, Kensei's 1-on-2. He can definitely do this. It's not out of his realm. He's very low on health. One heavy attack will definitely
Option selected from the external. Getting hit with those headbutts. And it confirms the final light for the sweep right there.
And that's
very nicely done.
That's going to be the round or the win of this game for the Smooth Brains. Still got tons more matches to go, of course, but excellent play for them.
Let me see.
All right.
So now the Smooth Brains are up 2-0, and there will be one more match for them if they are wanting to walk away with this one, considering it's a best of 5. And there's a lot of catching up needing to be done by the Jarls.
Yeah, definitely sure. Hopefully, I think the Jarls may notice that, you know, we're down 2-0. We might need to make a change. But who knows? Maybe they're still confident in their pick. I would totally understand if they're confident. Usually when I play Duel, even if I'm getting clapped with the same character, I'm just really maybe these are the type of guys that play like me, where they don't have a whole heap of characters they play with. They're just very confident in the 1 or 2 characters they have, which is of course not a bad thing. It's a lot better to be super masterful with 2 characters than be kind of average with all the cast, and that's completely true. But
back in the day when I used to do tournaments, very small tournaments and scrims with little teams, I used to play Valkyrie and things like that. And that was a really difficult time for me. It was traumatic, you know. I was crying myself to sleep every night, but at the same time, it was a great experience because I got really good at the character, and that's something that actually got me a lot of attention on YouTube, is the fact that I was practicing with that character so much.
Exactly. So right now it seems like the Jarls have actually changed up a little bit. We now, instead of having a Jang Jun Kensei, they decided, all right, let's double back. Let's start using some other characters, switch it up. We got Blackfire and we got a Raider. Raider's rep 32, a lot of experience there. And even though the Blackfire's rep 3, I'm assuming he does have a lot of experience with that. At least in my opinion, Blackfire is one of the harder matchups for me, not just because of the character I play, but just because of my skill in general. I always have a lot of problems fighting Blackfires, but we'll see how he plays. Even though he's rep 3, you can't really count rep in this type of tournament because they got here for a reason, so the guy has to be experienced with the character, regardless of their level.
You are 100% correct on that regard. However, I will say that Blackfire is one of those characters that is extremely difficult to bash, or not bash, but punish. His bash is very safe from guard breaks. Excuse me, I am so sorry.
No problem.
He's one of the characters that's difficult to punish if you don't have a dodge attack, or at least if you have a slow dodge attack. It's impossible to punish his bash unless you predict it. So in a situation like this where there's no revenge, the bash could apply a ton of pressure.
Oh, for sure. And just in case I'm wrong, unless they patch this, I do believe that the light shield bash light, you can dodge the shield bash, I believe, if the light even hits you, unless I'm wrong in that regard. But I do believe that is you can get out of that dodge. So, I mean, even though Blackfire does have that really nice bread and butter combo, the light shield bash to light, I feel like they can still work around that. Dodge attacks are super useful against him as well. And they also have to worry about the full block. His full block so can be super useful in this 2-on-1 scenario. You can start hooking a bunch of people you didn't even mean to hook up. Starting off in a 1-on-1, Raider's helping out his Blackfire teammate. Blackfire's out of stamina. He definitely needs a little help here. Both the Raiders are fighting trading plays as they can. Now that Blackfire's out of stamina, they are trying to focus on the 1-on-2, and the other character is very smart of those two. Now we're kind of intertwining. Different people are fighting all these different kinds of people. Blackfire with the shield bash, follow up light. That was really smart there.
Warlord trying to interrupt the Blackfire with his own attack at that extra distance. Switch guards from a light on the Blackfire to a heavy on the Raider, and ends up slamming into him, taking huge chunks of health. JV Blitz is right now in a 1v2 situation. Both characters at above half health, and he's at 1 bar. Tries getting those offside lights.
Oh, feels bad. External guard break. See, that's one of the problems with guard break, especially from the external side, is the whiffing. Even though if that was intentional or not, he tried to go for the guard break. He ended up realizing, oh, he's going to guard break me. Let me counter guard break. He whiffed, and that ended up ruining up his recovery. Warlord follows up with a nice heavy and then cleans up that round. I hate when that happens sometimes.
Round 2.
Moving into round 2, it does seem like it is a 2-on-0 for the Smooth Brains right now. Even though they are winning 2-0, these rounds that they keep playing, or these matches, seem to be going very tightly close together, going down to even the final neck thing, which is very nice to see. I hope that is a big reflection for what the tournament has become. Once again, guys, we do have a whole nother group of people fighting the EG clan, who I've known multiple times. I've been fighting them a lot on Xbox. They're absolutely insane, especially in Dominion versus the Golden Ghouls. So I'll be super excited to see how that plays out. Right now, once again, starting off in the basic 1-on-1. Probably going to move on to the 2-on-2s a little bit later. For a shield bash to light for the BP. Raider throws the other Raider teammate. Blackfire's like, no, you can't touch my teammate like that. Get off of him. That was smart by him. The other Raider
right now, the Warlord is throwing out of stamina heavies. That's not very good. Trying to backdash and predict that Blackfire ends up getting the wall splat. Punished the bash while he was out of stamina. Really impressive right there. Tries spanning a heavy into a guard break to apply pressure. Other Raiders trying to come back in with a stampede charge.
Raider out of nowhere goes into a 2-on-2. Blackfire super low on health. He's fighting a Raider that has barely any stamina, if at all any stamina. Very low. So this seems like very good. Warlord out of nowhere with the zone attack, leaving this in a one-on-one scenario as the Raider cleans up his teammate.
Warlord gave up his top-heavy punish off that guard break to reserve his stamina, because you know that it's a dangerous game to play against a Raider while you're out of stamina.
Yeah, Raider of all characters can totally destroy you if you have no stamina with the amount of soft mains that he's recently gotten this season and rework. Seems like the Warlord's doing very well, getting him down to the lower red health. One light attack is all he'll need after this one. He's very low on health. Hopefully
utilizing that pillar to interrupt that Raider's chain, very nice. Throws out the light to try to interrupt the chain, and it does work because the hyper armor might have kicked in, but at the same time, not enough health to trade with.
Excellent play there. Now we're down to 2-0. So all the Smooth Brains have to do is win one more game, and they'll be going on to the finals match where they fight whoever wins, the EG Clan or the Golden Ghouls. And then the other team, Jarls of Valhalla, will be sending down to the losers bracket and playing in the 3rd to 4th place matches. Hopefully at least get some prize money out of this, which I think they will. I think these guys, so far, I mean, the Jarls of Valhalla, right now they're getting destroyed right now, but I think that they can come back. They seem like a solid team. They got the composition down. I'm not sure if maybe this switch, I feel like this switch ended up actually making things a little bit worse, in my opinion. They're now down 2-0. Because before they were up, 1-1, 2-2, going on to final matches, but now they're getting sweep. They're almost about to get sweep. But maybe this choice is a good choice. Maybe they're still trying to learn a bit. I don't think this is the greatest choice, but maybe they'll prove me wrong here.
I don't think the Blackfire is utilizing all of his tools to his best extent. That light into shield bash is always going to be a mix-up with your top height. That way you can dodge track people to try to predict the bash, but at the same time catch the bash every once in a while.
Got hit with that external zone attack. One thing I haven't noticed the Blackfire use is that bulwark stance. I can understand if you're in a 1-on-2, you don't want to be doing that too much, but Blackfire one hit away from getting sent down to the losers bracket, gets hit with the undodgeable zone attack, and that's going to be the end of this little session we have here. Good game.
So Smooth Brains end up taking it home.
Smoothers are going to be going on to the finals match, where the winners of our next bracket in the Jarls of Valhalla will return for the 3rd and 4th place matches. Hopefully they can come back at 3rd. I definitely believe these guys. I think they got a solid composition, as I said.
All right, well, we're going to be going to a video transition for letting the commentators take a break and getting the next setup brought together, getting all the new teams in, and setting up the next match. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we will be right back.
Hi guys. You know how I always bash on salt content, saying that it makes for lazy editing and doesn't really require much effort? Well, today I'm going to try to break that stigma while at the same time telling you 4 clear, distinct words. I am a hypocrite. However, there is a reason for it this time. Trust me, please, bear with me. The footage that you're about to see was taken from the back end of an all-nighter. I had been playing Dominion since about 2 in the morning trying to get my Shaman repped up because I'm trying to get to a rep 60 Shaman by the end of the month, as hefty of a task as that is. And I ran into the most backwards player I think I've ever met in my entire life. Attacking was light spamming, and parrying was turtling. I really had no way to win. And with it having been at the back end of an all-nighter, I hope you guys can forgive the minor lack of, I guess, showmanship amidst all of this. I was playing at a terrible rate, my reaction times were awful, and playing against characters that I normally don't struggle against at all was a huge pain in the butt for me. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoy, leave a like if you do, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And as always, stay sharp.
All right, welcome back. We got the next matchup going. We have the EG clan versus the Golden Ghouls. Now, this might look a little bit different. It seems like every single person in the lobby, besides the two commentators, me and Talon and Infinite here, are all part of the EG clan, and that is actually true. They're all friends. They're all part of the clan themselves, but so I have to differentiate here. The EG clan is EG Slept and EG Rival, with the Golden Ghouls being Midas and Revenant, so they will be on opposite teams. They're all friends, but, you know, it's a tournament. You gotta hate each other a little bit. So we're gonna see which of the two is the better EG member.
Exactly, and sometimes a little bit of friendly competition between friends can be more fun than playing an entire tournament between other people. So I'm kind of excited to see how these guys, because these guys play with each other a lot. It's going to be interesting to see how they synergize between the two teams. Especially considering they've probably played in tournaments before and things like that. I'm really excited to see how they can change things up and try to beat each other's strategies, considering they already know it.
Yeah, because the one difference with the other teams and stuff is because, like, oh, they're kind of newer people. They're just kind of getting to know each other and how they play. But these EG guys have been in a clan. They've fought with each other and against each other, so they already kind of know their setup. And so far, we got Midas here with the Rep 70 Nobushi. Excellent pick, and the fashion is top tier as usual. Wish it would have been unmasked, but, you know, that's just my preference. Kensei at Rep 19 for Revenant. And then we got a Raider and a Nobushi as well. So we got Nobushi on each team. That's a super good pick because if I remember correctly from just my experience and in the pro players tier list, that Nobushi is obviously one of the best picks, if not the best pick in a brawl setting. She's just a super good character to be having on your team.
Oh no, and some of the best highlights from last stream ended up being from the Nobushi. I'm not entirely sure what his name was. I seem to have forgotten.
It's been a very long time, but I do believe that Nobushi won player of the stream or the player of the tournament. Got a little extra money there. That was crazy. That Nobushi was pulling out some high-level moves, hidden stancing, a bunch of things I didn't even think you could possibly do on reaction. Now if there's two of them, we're going to be getting a double dose of all that good stuff. So I'd love to see how these guys play. And like
Nobushi's
I said before,
hidden stance is going to be getting a pretty significant nerf or a change that I'm not too sure how I feel about, mainly due to the fact that it's one of the only things that Nobushi has that makes her safe.
yeah,
And that's
true.
pretty much the only strong point of the character. That's why she's powerful in 2v2s and 4v4 scenarios, because one, as always, wide sweeping attacks, and then two, on top of that, is the hidden stance allows her to do some things that other characters just can't really do.
Oh yeah. One question I saw on the stream was whose pocket is this coming out of all this money? This was actually generous donations from our last stream as well to help fund this. Of course, Infinite was going to put all this stuff together. We had a fuckload of donations come from last stream, and we might even get some today, but who knows? That's why the prize pool is super high at $500. It was not this at the original price. But so far, we're starting off in one-on-ones just like we usually do. Starting to move in a little bit. Nobushi's locking onto the other Nobushi, trying to stare each other down. Raider with that excellent parry off the zone. I'm not even sure if that was intended. That could have been the external parry from the Kensei move. I'm seeing a lot of sidewinders, a lot of zone attacks, some standard Nobushi plays. And Nobushi does have a passive, if any of you are unaware. that her passive ability is that she does even more damage when the opponent is bleeding, so such as this Raider right now, that she could be doing a lot more damage to that Raider, but sadly the bleed is gone. But that's the one thing you have to utilize. And now that Nobushi's even bleeding, this can learn into some hefty damage coming from the Nobushi. Eats a huge
Speaking of
side
hefty damage, 40 damage coming from the Raider side heavy ends up finishing off the Nobushi. Going into the Kensei, trying to use those dodging attacks, but it ends up getting caught in the recovery by a Nobushi side. Very nice.
Excellent. So Midas and Revenant, the Golden Ghouls, if you guys just remember, that is the team on the orange side. Those guys are going to be down 1. So the team EG Clan is going to be up by 1. Golden Ghouls have to come back a little bit. It's only 1 round, of course. We still have tons of games to go. It's best of 3, of course. And, you know, it's only the first game. Even though they've known each other for a while, maybe they still got to, you know, feel each other out just to see how they're going to play. Because now, only do they have to remember the mind games that they played against each other and custom match and stuff. They have to work around that as well to even be able to win this stuff. So it's going to be some next level type mind games trying to figure out what moves can land and stuff like that.
One of the best aspects of being a competitive player is being able to adapt on the fly and coming up with new inventive ways of coming around your opponents. That's always something important to remember, and I like seeing the way that these guys are handling each other. Nobushi attempting the hidden fence to avoid all that chip damage, Midas that is, from the Raider on the offside.
Going back and still, now we're going all sorts of places. Kensei parry in that Raider. One thing I did notice is that there's been a Raider so far in every matchup. It seems like Raiders is still going to be common. Even in the last tournament, we had lots of Raiders, but he was relatively new. But even though he's still kind of an older character, we're learning his rework a lot more. I mean, he's still a solid character to be playing. But picking Nobushi was definitely a smart play. Both of them super low on health. This Nobushi can totally finish these 2 off, but the 2-on-1 combat.
Unfortunately, she gets hit with the bleed and then taken out by chip damage. Very close match, though.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as Nobushi is still very good, and even though I mean, obviously her zone attack is pretty wild as well. That Nobushi was very low on health, but if she did have a little bit more, she totally could have won that 2-on-1 because both of them were bleeding. And even if the Nobushi, I think on the other team wasn't bleeding, she was still very low on health, so she could have definitely clutched that out. We're now 1-1. We're going into round 3. As usual, very, very close games. It seems like we're having this whole stream. That makes me super excited.
Oh, absolutely. And now there are people talking about how they want the Kensei to win, even though they hate Kensei. I just think it's interesting to see how different people react to these characters, especially in a higher level setting. Kensei has a lot of really good tools for 2v2s, even though his damage output isn't insanely high unless he gets that top unblockable mix-up. But even then, with it being lateral, it's not very easy to get into, and it's even harder to land.
Yeah, speaking of people to cheer on, I'm always a big advocate of the underdogs. So if anybody busts out like a Glad or like an Aramusha mid-match, I'm definitely automatically going to be favoring that team because it's always nice seeing some low-tier characters win a game mode that they're not really suited for. I mean, Gladiator's not really suited for any game mode at this point. He's basically bottom 3. We're going into a 2-on-2 here, mixing up characters, going between each character. Kensei going from Raider to Nobushi and switching vice versa. Nobushi's super low on health. Kensei has to worry about that because he can possibly even kill her with his own damage. It's happened multiple times I've seen. Raider very
One
low
of the
on
things
health.
I've been noticing is that the Nobushis are utilizing something that I haven't really seen too often, especially in mid MMRs and things along those lines, is that they are utilizing their dodge attacks with those sideliners and with the poison strikes, the Viper strike I believe is what it's called. They're using that as a dodge attack, but switching guards to hit the other person that they're not locked onto from far away.
That's definitely some high-level mind games right there. Nothing that I would have been doing if I be. But Revenant and Midas seem to be clutching it out. That's Golden Ghouls 2-1. All they need is one more, and they'll be 1-0 in the series.
Round 4.
Coming into what could be possibly the final round, Midas and Revenant might very well take this one, but it's never too late for a comeback.
Of course, even though it's a 2-on-1, they only need 1 round. They've been losing it. They've lost 2 in a row. I still think that the EG Clan BEV can still, of course, come back with this. I mean, it's going to be a close game regardless. That's what I'm feeling this whole tournament's going to be like, and it's going to be great to see it.
Oh, absolutely. Just about ready to get into this final match, waiting on the Kensei to come over to the ring. Gotta love how Kensei has heavy running speed.
Oh, yes, of course. One side note that has nothing to do with gameplay. Every single person that we've been seeing in this tournament has high-tier fashion. Absolutely phenomenal fashion. And that's really good. Even though it has nothing to do with gameplay, you gotta make sure you look your best while you're doing your best.
Look good, feel good, do good.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Kensei very low on health just after those multiple hits hitting him. Nobushi team here, the Golden Ghouls are very low on health equally. Nobushi's about halfway. Nobushi's now 1 hit from the Raider. That's going to finish off. And then
Raider gets a 2 for 1. for a light attack from GB. Interesting stuff right there.
The Kensei tried to play that really well, though. He tried to go up and try to block the guard break. That was really smart, but ended up getting hit with the with his light attack, killing both of them in the process. That was more. I mean, that was, even though that ended up killing them both, I still think it was a smart play, because it's like I would rather try to save my teammate in that sense, and then if we happen to die, oh well, it happens. We'll get him next round.
Now we are up 2-2 on that tied game right here. This is already a close one. It seems as though every match that we've been having in these tournaments has been really close, and I'm super happy to see that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, this, like I said before, we got like 190 something teams that were in this tournament trying to queue up and try to get this first place spot. So I mean, you got to weed through a lot of people. So I mean, if these people are in the top 4, that means they're definitely worthy of being here, and that's a big fact, as we can tell just from this gameplay that we're seeing.
We have somebody in the comments saying, Haruhas, this is it. This is WTF, this is high level, somebody is lying. What you have to understand is that the meta for console high level is a lot different than what you're going to be seeing on PC. I understand that a lot of people are used to seeing people like Zero Freyek, people like, who's another one, Alernakin, or...
Clutchmeister, Setmix, Setback, you know, a lot of high-level players, the UDA clan in general.
Exactly, and things like that are just easy to come by on PC. On console, it's a little bit more difficult. You can't exactly react to everything like you can on PC, so it's more about mind game and reads. So Nobushi's utilizing their hidden stance and their dodge cancels after their attacks is considered high level just because of the fact they're playing so safe. And the Raider finishes it off with a light parry on the Kensei. Really nice read there. And finishes off with a nice stylish parry.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't consider this high-level gameplay, these guys, regardless, have to weed through so many people. These guys are definitely very good players, regardless. If you don't think this is high-level, I think this is high-level in my idea, because there's no way that I can go up against any of these guys. I mean, maybe I'll take a round or two, but it would be a very tough fight to try to win some games against these guys, especially the EG clan in themselves. They're very, very good at what they do. I played a lot against them in Dominion, especially in the beginning of Season 9. They absolutely smoked me on stream one day. Shout out to the EG clan. Those guys are crazy.
Absolutely. Revenant and Midas did a really good job, but it ended up getting taken away by BEB, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that one. That Kensei was playing pretty well for all things considered, so...
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have a swap here. Who knows? Right now, Rival and Schlept, they're up by 1, fighting Midas and Revenant. Even though this is a tournament, I feel like this is also this is especially important for these two, because this is definitely some big bragging rights to see who are the top 2 players in their clan. Maybe one of them will get kicked out of this clan because of it. I don't know. I don't know what they're going on behind the side. Who knows? I don't know, man.
I mean, you're getting the prize money regardless, so I mean, if you do end up winning, it doesn't really matter if your teammates lost. It's a pretty good deal on all ends.
Yeah. And already we have a huge switch up for the EG clan BEB here. Rival and Schlept have both changed characters. Rival is now on JJ and Schlept is on Shinobi. I was actually just going to comment this before we started this match.
We haven't seen a single Shinobi.
Exactly. I don't think we even saw Shinobi last stream or in the other tournament on PS4. It's been a hot minute since I've seen a Shinobi, so I don't even know. I mean, maybe you can give some background about this. I don't even know if Shinobi would be good in a 2-on-2. I feel like he would. I feel like that's probably the reason why they picked him, but I'm not well versed in Shinobi. I feel like maybe he can do some type of damage in this though.
I don't even know what to think about it in general. What's a Shinobi?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. But I mean,
is it like a cousin to a gnat or like a fly?
Maybe. But see, the thing that Shinobi definitely has that the other characters don't have, he's a very unique character in the sense that he has the availability to do these out of screen moves. He can guard break people from the back. So I think that maybe this is just my interpretation. I mean, this is the way that I would play it. JJ's probably going to be in the front doing the 1-on-2. You know, he can handle the anti-gank. And then Shinobi ever so swiftly will be coming in, throwing those ranged heavies and even ranged guard breaks to try to sweep someone through, and then turn this back into a 1-on-1. And then maybe the JJ will come in for that extra punish. Because I mean, if Shinobi can get him with the sickle rain and JJ can hit the top heavy, it's going to be GG for whoever gets caught in that. That's a fact for sure. That does so much damage.
If a Shinobi does end up getting one of those sickle rains from the offside, it's going to have a big impact on the way things go, because it's going to be a 50 damage punish minimum. And then if there's a heavy that's thrown in the midst of it from his teammate, it's going to be a GG for pretty much anybody. The Zhang Jun is able to do a lot of damage, and since you are stun locked in place by the Shinobi getting that range GB into sickle rain, it could very well be a 100-0.
Yeah, and it is one of the few moves left in this game that do have that stun lock type ability. I mean, Chugoki's got rid of Chugoki, Shamans, Raiders, they all got rid of their stun lock ability, so they don't have as much ganking potential. They can still do damage, but it's not as high enough damage as it used to be. Shinobi's one of those rare cases where he still has the damage potential. I mean, even if Jang Jun whiffs the first heavy and then goes into the top heavy unblockable, that's still so much damage that's going to be hit if anyone gets caught in this sickle range. So they have to definitely keep an eye on Shinobi. Thankfully, though, there is no feats to this, so there won't be any type of stealth or assassin feats, so that he won't be hiding in the corner. We can still see him. God for that one, because that would be a very big pain in the ass if Shinobi was hiding in a corner behind a pillar doing that shit.
It does seem as though there's something going on here. Was somebody hit?
At least, I mean, on my side, everyone's full health. I don't know about your side.
Same here. All right. Well, it looks like we're getting started then. Not entirely sure what the delay was about, but there we go.
Maybe getting a snack break. Totally understand it. Mid-tournament, I'd probably get a snack mid-break. It's all good. Nobushi going to immediately hits it for the bleed damage. Shinobi was trying to do some moves here. Maybe trying to figure out what he can do with his character. Throws that heavy.
Very nice.
Nice switch on the guard there. I believe he was aiming for the Kensei and then went for the Nobushi right after. That was really smart. JJ is still kind of, like I said before, he's in the brunt of attacks. The Kensei's trying to knock him down here so that he's not alone, and Shinobi can do all these moves that he's doing right. Kensei.
No, you were completely right about that. The Shinobi is trying to utilize the squad dashes to get as much distance as possible and then throw in those heavy attacks, switching TARDIS just in time for people to, utilizing that super armor on the backflip as well.
Oh yeah, Shinobi.
Jang Jun is a massive DPS for the front lines.
That's going to be a nice confirm. Ooh, that was beautiful. I didn't think that top heavy was going to... Maybe the Kensei was too focused on the Shinobi, probably assuming he would feint the top heavy so he could focus on the Shinobi a bit more. Because obviously, Shinobi being in the back with him charging up that heavy, he could throw the heavy at any direction at any point. So you got to be on the lookout for that one. That's one of the really interesting things about Shinobi. A lot of people hate on him, and me too. I'm really just not a big fan of Shinobi and how he is, but he is one of the more unique characters in this game, being the only character really that actually has a few moves that can do range damage and is not like a dodge attack where you get closer to them. He can still be at that range or even get close to you and then backflip out of range, and that can do a lot of different things. That's why I think Shinobi's a really solid pick, and I'm really glad they actually picked him for this.
Oh no, absolutely. And one of the things is, Shinobi doesn't have that many counter picks. There's not a lot of characters that can shut Shinobi down, especially considering that super armor on the backflip after any attack. So if you whip an attack and somebody goes for a punish, it's a free punish for you, especially if they go for a guard break on a kick or something along those lines. Free sickle rain, 50 plus damage.
Oh yeah. And it seems like, just judging from this, I mean, Rival's going 4-0 right now. He's been actually, I mean, obviously this is a bit inflated because he's been killing up. So far, these guys haven't died. These guys are doing really well together with this new composition. Rival and Shut here with this JJ Shinobi. So it seems to be working out, and immediately destroys that Kensei from the range. Gotta be watching out for Shinobi. Whiffs the kick. Maybe that was intentional. He was really trying to go for that nice punish. They're trying to get the little closer. Perfect out of block slide. That did so much damage. I think Nobushi went from half health to one hit, and that's the end there. You got to really watch out for those. That's the one big problem with characters like Warlord, Raider, and Shinobi especially. That's why Warlord and Shinobi got their part nerfed with their out of lock, because so many people used it at a high level. It was super abusable, but they try to tone it down. But I mean, it doesn't mean that the move is completely out of the game. It's still very viable and can work. It's just not as good as it used to be. You always got to watch out for that.
Still, if you utilize a guard break at the same time as doing something like that, not entirely sure if it bounces off at this point, but it didn't used to. If you were utilizing a guard break and you were grabbing somebody before the Shinobi went in for something like that, it would guarantee the lights from the Shinobi as well as a heavy, such as like a Kensei heavy, where there's damage reduction on the guard break version of the heavy. The Kensei could wait for the Shinobi to knock the opponent down and then do a neutral side heavy for 40 damage with that extra little damage in.
Oh, yeah,
very viable
sure.
Strategy.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people actually show some support for the EG guys in general, maybe even for specific players, but just the EG clan in general. So it seems like they got a lot of people that know who they are, and that's really nice to see that. I'm glad these guys have a lot of people that know them, whether that be for a good or a bad reason. Either way, maybe good. Any publicity is good publicity. If you believe in that.
Shinobi gets that offside heavy on the Nobushi. Getting a little bit of chip damage there. Seems as though Rival is at a little tiny bit of a disadvantage, especially considering he's getting hit by that 17 damage from the Kensei with that light. Nobushi went to the out of stamina heavy on GB.
Rival is has to play a super huge role in this. He's the main damage dealer. I mean, Shinobi can obviously do some really solid damage too, but JJ being perfect in 1-on-2s and having just lots of damage in general, if he goes down, that leaves the Shinobi in a very tight spot. But it seems like everybody in this lobby is at least one hit. So this is coming super close. Nobushi and Kensei trying to go for the Shinobi, but obviously Shinobi has the quad dash. If you try to pull that bug off, you can totally get out of any situation. or maybe go for a little light attack and backflip. Nobushi gets absolutely clipped the out of range heavy there. You got to watch out for those with the follow-up light. Shinobi and JJ completely clapped us in a 3-on-0 sweep. To see that.
All right, so that's the same team taking it again 2 times in a row. Looks like we know what the better half of the clan is so far.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, was that the case? I thought it was a
Midas?
1-on-1. It is a 2-on-0, yes. Schlept and Rival are now 2-0. Even though they swapped, they can still prove that we're the better side of the clan, even if we swap characters. So maybe this is time for Midas and Revenant to maybe make a swap, just as their teammate counterparts did. Maybe we'll see a swap, but maybe they're a bit more confident. Maybe they just needed to warm up a bit. The one thing, like I explained before, when I try to do these duels, is that I like to be a little bit cocky in the first round or so I can see kind of how these guys play. But when you keep switching characters back and forth, especially when it's something like this, where it's start doing that a bit more often, and then that's just free rounds for them, and they can, if you don't swap, they know exactly how you play. But if they swap, it becomes a lot harder for you to figure out how to play against them.
Exactly. Feeling out your opponent is one of the key elements of fighting games in general. You have to understand their habits, their patterns, and what they do from, match to match, and understand how they treat certain matchups. Like, for me, one of the big issues from being a streamer is that you'll go into a match with somebody that watches your streams consistently, and you have to feel them out and understand them. They already have the advantage because they know how you play, they know what you do in your fights, but you have to feel them out and understand what they do to try to counteract that, and sometimes it makes the biggest difference in the world whenever you can just slightly move around it, slightly change up your play style. Small alterations always make the biggest differences.
Exactly. So far right now, Rival is on Kensei and Schlept is on Nobushi, so they've swapped again, even if they went back to the same character. Comparing their last match to this match, both of them have swapped. Midas is on Nobushi, and Revenant is on Raider, so we got a little interesting match. They're both back to the Nobushis. I still think that's a solid pick, but now we have a Kensei versus Raider, if we're comparing those two. I believe, what was this, back to the very beginning match? I think that was the same matchup, if not a little bit different. I do remember the fact that we had 2 Nobushis at least. That was for sure.
Right, but we do have Midas and Revenant trying their best to come back from something like this, trying to utilize Raider's higher DPS and trying to counteract I would assume they're trying to counteract with what the Shinobi was doing on the last match, which is interesting, because Raider is a pretty good counter to Shinobi, the only in the game.
Round 1.
And if this is what they were trying to go for, they kind of had that backfire on them, because Kensei can utilize his dashing forward GB to lock the Raider in place if he goes for a stunning tap, things like that. But, at the same time, Team Midas is trying their best, but Team BEB is trying their best to make sure they are not schlepped on, so it would seem.
Even if you're not playing, there's still going to be mind games involved, because even after the match is simple, the dude wants to rematch, you don't know if that guy's going to be playing the same character or if he's going to be playing someone different. For example, even when I was just streaming today, I was fighting a Black Prior, and then he ended up beating my ass because I'm not very confident with him. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to keep, he's probably going to play Black Prior again, and he completely did a 180 and swapped to Conquer, and I found out the reason was because he really loves the full block stance. But who knows, man? I think that might have been the reason why they picked Raider, and if that was the case, it ended up not really working out in their favor, because now they don't have a Shinobi anymore.
A lot of damage already coming out in the first round towards Midas, already at half health. The Kensei as well is going down a little low. Revenant has a good chunk of HP left, so it's not looking too bad on his end. But Midas is still sitting around at that 2-bar threshold, trying to keep himself alive. One little poke from the Nobushi and a side heavy from the Kensei would finish him off right now.
Nobushi's trying to fight. They're trying to fight each other right now. Perfect guard break for that nice zone attack. They're gonna go. Rival's gonna go down.
Perfect turnaround already. They took out that Kensei in a flash, and now the Nobushi's trying to use her kick to confuse the opponents and trying to target swap, but unfortunately got clipped by one of those sidewinders. The chip damage from that and the extra damage from Nobushi's bleed attribute took her out.
The amount of dodges I just saw there, the one Shinobi went for the sidewind, that got dodged, and that then that Nobushi followed up with a sidewinder as well, and it just kept going back and forth just because of the timings and whatnot. And I'm judging and seeing from the chat as Shifting Chef says that EG Rival has been the top duelist for a while ever since Extra Crunchy retired and Remains doesn't play much anymore. So I can see that right now. Rival is really showing that if he is the top duelist, if he has been for a while, I can definitely see why. He's definitely really showing us out in this stream right now why he does deserve to be the top duelist. Right now we're back in 2-on-2 here. Nobushi's once again looking at each other. Raider trying to go for some moves. Kensei completely shuts that down with his zone attack. He's not having any of that Raider shit.
Oh no, absolutely not. And since Nobushi and Kinsei do have wide sweeping zones, just as every other good move in 2v2s, you got to use it as much as possible. Counteracting other attacks by trying to interrupt with the zone using that massive range that they have, especially with forward lunge on Kinsei's behalf, you can be miles away from Kinsei thinking that you're completely safe, and then out of the blue, bang, you're hit with a zone attack.
All that, I knew he was going to commit to that zone as soon as he saw that Nobushi move. That was excellent plays there by Revenant. That was a smart one. 2-on-2 here. They're both very low, and he commits to the zone again. Absolutely wipes the entire team. Excellent play there. I did see someone in the chat mention that all I've been seeing is zone attacks in this tournament. It's not really that high level and stuff like that, but you got to understand, from a brawl perspective, zone attacks are some of the fastest moves in the game. Some of them being a little bit slower, but majority of the characters that we've been seeing have very fast zone attacks, and you don't want to be doing too many moves and being overly aggressive, because then you can get punished for that, and then your teammate will be stuck on a 1-on-2. So even doing small bits of chip damage like zone attacks, which 90% of the time will hit multiple opponents at one time, is even better than just getting completely destroyed on your end.
Oh no, and you're always going to want to play a massive game of footsies when it comes down to brawls, because all in all, your health bar is your most precious attribute in this game mode. You have to make sure to take care of yourself, especially whenever you can't be revived by somebody. You know, there's always going to be a ton of pressure coming from your teammate. If you get put in a 1v2, or if they get put in a 1v2, you have to be careful and preserve your health, so you don't want to throw out too many punishable moves.
Yeah, we got one more round here from, excuse me, Midas and Revenant got one more round until this match is over. Right now, Nobushi going back and forth, as you would expect. Raider trying to commit to this zone attack, but he's realizing that that's probably not the best idea. Nobushi half health with the team Midas's Nobushi over here being a little bit better in terms of health here. But now they're starting to even out, it seems like. Trading blows back and forth, dodging. Nobushi with that excellent guard switch, hitting that Raider. That was really smart by her. Nobushi's super low on health here on the Midas and Revenant team. This is not going to be
Nobody is trying to parry those follow-up lights from the Kinsei, mainly because of the fact they know if they get hit with one of those heavies in that hyper armor, even if they try to light him out of the mix-up, it's not going to end up too well. Revenant with a spicy zone parry, trying to go for those lights, gets hit with the 20 damage top light from Kinsei, tries to go into his mix-up. Both players at half health. Oh, half a bar of health, I should have said. And they traded out the lights. Just so happens that Kinsei's was just enough damage to finish it off, but Raiders 15 was not.
It was excellent. Rival absolutely clutching out for his team there. Really smart plays by him.
All right, they might very well make a comeback over here on BEB side.
I think that's what I'm seeing here. Rival and Schlepp have been, they're about to get sweep, but you never know, remember. It's happened all the time, and I think this could be situations. Rival and Schlepp are 2-0, remember that, so they have to basically come back with the reverse sweep in order to take this entire game in this entire series in a full sweep as well. So, because right now they're up 2-0, so they got a lot of breathing room. Even if they happen to lose this, you know, it can go 2-1, they got a little bit more. If it goes 2-2, might get a little bit, you know, in terms of, you know, there's situation going on, but they got a lot of breathing room to go off of, so I think it won't be that big of an issue.
No, most likely not, especially since you do have that kind of freedom to experiment with what you're doing. If you do lose a match, you still have 2 more that you can work with, but if you win the next match, you know, you're set, you're good.
Exactly. Nobushi's very low on health right now.
Ooh,
So-
Nobushi from Team Midas actually ends up parrying the option select zone from the Nobushi on the offside from trying to parry the Raiders' enhanced zone. That was actually pretty impressive to see.
Really smart for the Kensei to block the Raider from screwing over his team. That was really smart, but ended up getting him killed. Right now, all they need is one more, and they can come back and make this a 2-on-1. Nobushi's very
Oh,
low.
Nobushi didn't pay any attention right there and got hit with that top bleed attack. Feels very bad.
Definitely feels very bad. Guys, if you're enjoying the tournament, you're enjoying the commentary, definitely let us know in the comments below. Also, let us know by liking the video as well, or the stream as well. That'd be super well appreciated. But right now,
Big congrats to Team Midas right there. That was really nice.
that was really smart. So Rival and Schlepp they have 2 wins, and Midas and Revenant are now with 1 win, so they have to come back the whole time, even get a chance to play in the next match. So like I said, Schlepp and Rival got a lot of breathing room right now. Midas and Revenant, they really got to start clutching out.
What are you thinking about the odds that they will make that comeback?
I mean, honestly, just showing off from what this matchup was, I think there's a potential. I also have a slight feeling that there will be a character change, but that's just my opinion. So far, at least on my side, it looks like it's not, but who knows? Maybe they'll throw out some really random pick that could throw off the whole team. I think that might be a nice idea. Well, who knows? I mean, they're the competitive players. I'm just the commentator. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, absolutely. There is a pretty big, substantial change going on right here. Seems as though Rival is reconsidering what players he's picking out, and now it's a Nobushi and a Zhang Jun on this side of things.
So it ended up getting changed a little bit. We don't have a Kensei anymore. Kensei is getting picked up, thrown out the fucking trash. We're now swapping him with JJ. I mean, I think Rival did a very well, he did a really good job playing as JJ, I believe in the second series that they played here, with Schlep being on the Shinobi. But now, I mean, he's stuck on the Nobushi now. We got JJ here. I think this is really solid. So not a huge change, but I did assume that there would be at least one change happening. We'll have to see how this goes. Rival and Schlep did the deadly combo. I think they really are a deadly combo, and I think that they can bring this back. Even though they did lose one, I think they can still win and get this third round. It seems like just judging from the comments, EG Clan in general is the team favorites, but in terms of these two, it seems like Rival and Schlep are the two popular ones. So that might be a little bit of an ego boost for those two as well.
More than likely is, and Jordan Jackson is in the comments right now talking about how Schlep is their little brother. I would assume it's the female version of the name Jordan, so it's sorry to assume genders or anything like that, but your big sister's watching, you got a lot more confidence in that. I know if my family was watching me and cheering me on, I'd be more motivated to keep on going.
For sure. I mean, even obviously, Schlep is doing an amazing job. He did a crazy job of playing Shinobi when he picked him for that series, and I mean, just those out-of-range guard breaks and those out-of-range heavies really sold it for that one round that they were playing as him. Obviously, he's since swept off, and now he's playing Nobushi, which is still, I think, an even better pick in my opinion. But now we're starting with the game. We're going to see how the JJ fares, being a little bit of a newer pick, even though they still picked him, but it's not what they're used to. Trading blows back and forth. The JJ trying to figure out where he can get his damage. Nobushi trying to get those external zone attacks just to get that little bit of chip damage on the people that he's not locking onto. So far, I don't really think there's been too many confirmed hits at all. I think it's all just been straight chip damage, except for Nobushi, getting hit with some bleed from the opposing one. Raider going up, hitting that stunning tap. That was really smart. JJ getting a little bit overreaching. Nobushi definitely not watching out where she's going. Getting hit super hard. Now she's at 1 bar of health with a little bit of bleed.
Nobushi putting some bleed pressure on Rival now, and the Nobushi on the side of Team BEB is trying extremely hard to defend herself.
Let's see what we got going on here. We got the Nobushi here, very low, paths. She's very low. She has to figure out what she's gonna do.
Ooh, Revenant takes out. Oh, and the top light parry from the stunning shot. Delayed top light takes it out.
Rival.
Oh, massive blunder on the side of Revenant. Ends up killing his teammate with his enhanced zone offside.
That was excellent. A little bit of a faulty scenario going on here on the attackers. Killing us, but that's one of the main issues when you're so low on health. When you're very low, like at least one hit, then anybody's attack can kill you. So not only do you have to worry about the two guys you're fighting, you have to worry about your teammate and make sure that he doesn't kill you. I feel like if Revenant didn't get that parried, I felt like he could have had a really good chance against the JJ, the top dueler Rival here. But we got a stroke of good luck coming down from the, from the heavens. Revenant ended up killing his teammate, and then Revenant got parried immediately after, following up with that top heavy punish, and then the light right after. That was excellent play by the JJ here. Good situational awareness.
One of the good things about being able to spectate people from beyond the grave is that you can see exactly when they're switching lock, even if they aren't attacking the person that they're locked onto. It's a really big way for me to see exactly what's going on here and kind of see it in the mind of the player. Right now, the Nobushi on the side of Team Midas. Oh, my disconnected for a second. That's not very good. You can see that the Nobushi on the side of Team Midas is trying to lock onto the person furthest away. Same thing is happening with Team BEB. And it's cool to see that these two players think so much alike. They're locking onto each other and trying to hit the others from external.
That was a huge amount of damage going to that Raider from that JJ. Nobushi just trying to lower the other team's Nobushi. Nice hidden stance to block it, but gets hit up with a follow-up zone attack. Not many Nobushis like to keep that second hit of the zone going. A lot of people cancel them, but she let it rip and it ended up working out in her favor. Now a 2-on-1. JJ's got the health advantage for sure, and I mean, he's the anti-gank king, so I mean, I think he can totally clutch this out if he plays this well. And I mean, Rival's using him, so I mean, this is a deadly force right now. Excellent hidden stance from Nobushi. Can't connect, sadly, because, JJ's got that Sifu stance. I mean, he could follow up right back with his own variation. Now
all they need is a little bit of chip damage right now, and it'll be able to take him out. Now the chip damage is reply because of the lack of bleed.
Excellent hidden stance and the dodge right after this.
Right there. If the Zhang Jun had continued going back into Sifu after that, that guard break would not have been confirmed. but at the same time, that was a good read on the end of the Nobushi.
Yeah, that was an excellent hidden stance into dodge, right into guard break for that follow-up. That was some really top-level play. I mean, at least in my opinion, I would never have been able to pull that one off. That was very smart and good, some situational awareness for that Nobushi. Ended up getting the round for his team. Right now, it's a
That's one of those things that you have to understand from playing a character for a long time.
Oh yeah, for
understanding those defensive mechanisms that the character has, such as Nobushi's hidden stance, because you'll only be seeing people at extremely high level going into that hidden stance dodge and just continually looking and looking for that perfect time to strike and actually finding it. That's one of the coolest things that you can see in this game ever. I think understanding your character that well.
One of the coolest things I love about Nobushi, and especially JJ as well, and from an offensive standpoint, but learning how to use their Sifu and their hidden stance correctly from a defensive standpoint, it does take a little bit of extra skill to really master these characters, but when you really understand how to use them, just like these guys have shown here, they can really be a force to be reckoned with, as you can tell. It's crazy how good these guys are.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell they've been playing together a lot as well because they understand each other's patterns. That's why these matches are lasting so much longer than the other ones we've seen so far.
Yeah, these guys are knowing exactly what they're doing. Of course, on top of the fact that they are facing their friends and they're it's a little bit of rivalry here in the EG clan, but still, just because they're fighting each other, you know, like it's a little bit of bragging rights, and I think they're doing really well together, even fighting their own teammates who probably know how to use them accordingly. Nobushi running for that out of stamina, or for that out of charge move. That was an incredibly good play for that zone attack.
Like I said, that zone attack from Raider, the enhanced version of it, is always going to be a massive pressure tool for 2v2s. Because you never know whenever you go out of stamina, right? Because he knocked him out of stamina with that throw. You never know whenever they're going to feint it, and you never know when you're going to be opening yourself up for an even bigger punish that's going to guarantee your death. But sometimes, you have to make that life or death decision every single time it's thrown.
Exactly, and with the recent change with Raider's rework and whatnot, they got rid of the availability that Shinobi has with the stun lock. So you can't just be hitting people during the charge. You have to make sure that when they fall or something, or if they happen to go up against the wall, if they fall, you have to charge with your Raider teammate to get that punish down. And that's exactly what they did to kill the JJ. That was super smart by them. Currently, right now, Revenant and Midas are up 2-1. All they need to do is win one more round, and then they will be 2-2 in this tournament. So I mean, Midas and Revenant coming back, if they happen to win this game, it'll be 2-2. I'm not entirely sure if Rival and Schlepp have been getting a little bit cocky with their attitude and how they're playing this, or maybe they're giving them a fair fight. It doesn't matter to me. Either way, they're very close to tying this game up, and I think this could be even more exciting if that happens to be the case.
Right now, Schlepp took a ton of damage, actually goes down extremely fast right now. It seems as though the Zhang Jun has been doing the most for the team so far, and it is already over.
That was such a
insanely fast.
I looked away for 4 seconds, and the Nobushi was down instantly, and the JJ followed shortly after that. That was really, really good by those two. Now it is 2-2. Just a quick recap: we have the EG-BEB clan, that is Schlepp and Rival here. And they are, it is a 2-2 series right now. So whoever wins this next round or series, if you want, whatever you happen to be calling this, then they will be moving on to the finals where they fight the team that just happened before. And then the Golden Ghouls, who is Midas and Revenant, they're, like I said, 2-2. So they're all very neck and neck. It used to be 2-0, but Midas and Revenant Golden Ghouls are coming back super quickly. And just judging from the comment section, I've seen a lot of people cheering on those guys in specific as well. So, I mean, it seems like it's breaking even who we got on here.
It seems to me as though this kind of team composition, especially with all these zone attacks and things like that coming out, you'll have people that really don't understand what's going on, and they'll be talking about, such as a comment that's going from just a little bit higher up where he's saying, I haven't seen this many zones since, was something about a Halo Ordnance map or something like that? Let me see.
From a city's Ordnance map. Yeah, I feel.
Yeah, my city's Ordnance map. There's people like that, and then there's other people that understand how these mechanics are working and how you have to be extremely precise with what you're doing. And that's why, it's so important to have people that understand what they're watching, is because you would not have any fan favorites if people just all went off of what they thought was a BS move, or if they thought something was extremely overpowered.
Exactly.
But instead we have people that understand that these players are much better than what it looks like just on paper.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking at a map and like a match and you're seeing JJ absolutely just somebody, you can totally play that off as, oh, this JJ is so overpowered or something. But when you're really seeing the inner workings and how they're working together, like JJ maybe being up in the front with his teammate in the back, or the certain things that he's doing before he plans those big damage moves, it really shows you how stress-inducing these matches can totally be. And it seems like we do get another swap. Rival is going to be staying on the JJ, but Schlept is back to the Shinobi. Personally, I think a really good choice. Those two did excellent when they played as that, and I cannot wait to see what the Shinobi does again. I hope we're getting the same type of content that he gave to us a couple rounds ago, because that was some excellent Shinobi plays, absolutely destroying Midas and Revenant.
Round one.
So going into the comments, we're going to ask a question real quick. Who do you think is going to win between the two different sides of this team, since we're on the final match and it's this close? Do you think BEB is going to take it home and make the, they're going to keep that momentum and bring it back from what they had during the first 2 rounds? Or do you think that Team Midas is actually going to take the reverse sweep?
Exactly. And just to remember, the EG clan themselves, BEB, is Schlept and Rival here on Talon's side. And on my side, we have Midas and Revenant, the Golden Ghouls. Honestly, I got to ask you, too. I think, honestly, maybe just because of the Shinobi pick, I'm more going towards the BEB boys right now. But who knows? Maybe that'll change my mind.
Oh, no, I think Shinobi isn't exactly something that you see very often in 2v2 situations, but with this Zhang Jun having that bigger health bar and that ability to sweep out the opponents, it's going to be a little easier for that Shinobi to get in those range attacks and interrupt the punishes on the Zhang Jun. It's more like a safety net than anything else, an insurance policy, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it seems like a lot of people are actually rooting for Midas and Revenant, so especially Midas in general, so he might have a little bit of fans out here on stream, so it seems like some more people are rooting for the Golden Ghouls. I respect that. I feel like that's a little bit of a play off of the Golden Girls. I'm not actually sure if that was intended, but a beautiful name nonetheless. Shinobi going for those out-of-range heavies. Very smart by him. Trying to be in the back as far as he can. Nobushi's got him totally locked on, making sure he's not getting anywhere out of her sight. Goes with that nice bleed attack. Shinobi's not bleeding, so he can take a lot more damage from this Nobushi. Nice parry from the Nobushi on the JJ. Good follow-up there. They're still really in a one-on-one situation, but it's more like a one-on-two, because it just really just seems like the Shinobi's in the back waiting for that perfect time to strike, which is kind of right now.
All right, Midas is at 1 bar of health, and the Raider is extremely low health as well. All that Shinobi has to do is land one good hit. Accidentally slaps his teammate in the back with that one, so that was a bit of a blunder, but now the Raider's going in for attacks, and the Shinobi's coming in for it as well.
Yeah, everyone's got super low health, practically one-shot except the Shinobi, who's playing this super passively, and now that it's a one-on-two, it's not really looking too good here for Revenant, who's going to get hit with that kick, and that's a guaranteed heavy. Excellent play there.
Very, very nice on the behalf of the Shinobi. I'm actually very impressed by that timing.
Just judging from the comments, we have Immense Rock says, again, real competitive twos are duels with 2 health bars. It's not just spamming zones, it's using the safest moves. Chip especially comes into play. You couldn't have said it better. Man, that's a perfect way to say that, Immense Rock. And also, just in case you didn't notice, Down, Immense is also part of the EG clan, and according to that, Rival and Schlept are pissed. They're coming for that money, so they got a huge type of motivation for this fight. I respect that.
They have got a definite fight on their hands with this one, though, so they're going to have to be really careful with the things that they do.
I mean, I could totally understand why you'd be pissed. I mean, you're about to sweep your friends in an easy, tournament, it seems like, and then they come back making this a 2-on-2. I'd be absolutely pissed if they're going to come for the reverse sweep. That would be so terrible if that happened to me. But right now, I mean,
absolutely. But look at this. We're not just fighting for money at this point. You got to understand what we're really fighting for, and that's bragging rights. And that's more valuable than anything else.
Exactly, especially with these guys, now that they know each other. It'd be a little bit different if I was fighting some random dude online for bragging rights, but since these guys all know each other, they're going to not stop bitching about this stuff for weeks on who wins this tournament. That's going to be heartbreaking, whoever loses this, especially since it's so close. Raider already very low on health. Revenant, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make through this. Shinobi actually also low on health, too. That's not
all
really
players
good.
are right now below 2 bars of health. Damage reduction is coming in from the Raider, so damage reduction off those attacks didn't really
Shinobi out of nowhere. Shinobi out of nowhere throws the heavy, cleans up the Raider, and then follows up with Nobushi shortly afterwards. That's 2-0 for Schlept and Rival. Yeah, I could definitely see how they're pissed.
BEB very well might be coming back from this one.
Yeah, they're mad, and I could totally see it. They're definitely busting out the characters they know how to use, and they're not taking any of their friends' shit anymore, and I can totally respect that.
But I can never respect my friends.
Exactly. Revenant and Midas got a little bit of a challenge to go through. They got to perform the reverse sweep to get the reverse sweep. If you catch my drift here, they're down 0-2, and they were originally 0-2 in the series. So if they win these 3 matches back to back to back, they'll win the entire thing. A lot of shit being completed there. I mean, all Rival and Schlept have to do is win 1 game, so they got some small breathing room, but I feel like they should just end it right now and not give these guys any sort of chance whatsoever.
Shinobi pushing in with those dashes, trying to apply pressure just with that constant threat of a looming kick coming that way, locking them in place. Midas is already at 1 bar of health.
Not
Shinobi's out of stamina, but still almost completely full health. This is looking amazing for the Shinobi, but the Nobushi has been getting absolutely punished by both the Shinobi and the Zhang Jun at the same time. Gets hit with the off-screen heavy, and now he's getting 1v2. Revenant has plenty of health to work with.
Excellent parry there. Goes for the garbage. Nice little light parry. Doesn't want to commit to anything too drastic, but he has one tap.
Oh, he gets hit with the offside lights.
Excellent play there by Schlept and Rival. They will be winning this tournament. BEB, also known as Schlept and Rival, will be winning against the Golden Bulls in a 3-2 match against Midas and Revenant. That was excellent plays by them. If you guys are a Schlept and Rival fan, definitely let us know in the comments in this stream below as well. Or if you're
put hashtag BEB, or put in hashtag, what was the other team?
We could do Golden Girls or GG. Hashtag GG or hashtag BEB. Real quick though, we're gonna go to a video transition while we set up the next match. So enjoy some gameplay. I'm not even sure what's coming up, but I know you guys are gonna definitely enjoy this. So yeah, take care, guys, and we'll be back in a bit.
Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another For Honor video. Shinobi's been under a lot of heat lately, and I'm hesitating to use him for this video. Yeah, I'm definitely joking, but I've been saying this for a while. Just rework the damn character. It's obvious the character was poorly designed, and I'm fully aware of how annoying the character can be in 4v4s because I deal with those Shinobis who run around range guard breaking you out of fights and just doing all this other BS. Seems like I run into it more than usual. Like us Shinobi mains, we don't claim those people, they just give us a bad rep. And I know how annoying the character can be, so I try to show skill within my gameplay, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to talk too much about Shinobi's problems or anything, but if any of you guys have anything you want to say or share about Shinobi or anything, just be sure to comment it down below. But yeah, I have some gameplay for you guys. I did some 2v2 brawls with Jaws, so hopefully you guys do enjoy that, and let's get right into this. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Sure, this kid started off edge walking, dude. That was wild.
I'm ready to fight. I don't know how we missed that. It's an easy
Well, I
deflect.
tried
Come
to
on.
flip him out of the bite, dude, and I popped it up.
My stamina's like low.
Okay, but just zone. Okay, good idea. Okay,
I'm probably dead.
if I flipped him out of his bite, dude, I would've killed him, but I messed up. Maybe like 1 second too late.
Alright.
Oh, he's victory.
Let's go. Literally gonna jump at me. Easy parries out here. Why did I only do one light? Sure jumps a lot. Oof, I'm dead.
Ah, easy.
Whoa! What? This game's broken, what? How didn't that hit? Thanks, good fight. Wow, you little cuck lord. Yo, you gotta handle this dude.
Handle.
Yeah, you gotta handle.
Oh my. Ah, it's like that.
Somebody's
Oh,
mad.
Okay, dude.
Yo, somebody's mad. Yeah, triggered
Alright,
shaman.
dude, he's not Edgewood.
Alright, I'm about to start trying hard now.
Good zone, bud.
I'm sorry.
Bro! Oh my god, you're trying to flip on the bite every time I mess it up.
There we go, I got him.
Ow! Flip your shit, boy. Okay,
Damn.
he's on, so okay.
I'm gonna bait him.
He's like 1 shot.
Bait him. You know, I'm not even gonna let him get stamina. I can't let him disrespect me like that.
Billy Vanilli.
Easy deflect. That was an easy read. Barely got him. Let's go.
Oh. Failed. Come on, little conqueror. Let's get it. Okay.
Nope, you thought, buddy. Oh, you drain your stamina. Stamina's gone too, rip.
Ah, you thought. Oh my god, garbage spam the shit out.
Ah. He's gonna light attack me. Watch, watch. Oh my goodness. I definitely moved my analog stick in that direction, but I would just kick him.
Nice.
Freaking input delay. Oh, that would have been a free range shark rate.
Oh
Where
my.
you running from, buddy? Bro, I haven't did that heavy in so long. I'm like messing up on it.
Good try, bud.
Holy hell, I can't even do it anymore.
Easy round.
There we go.
Oh my.
Oof.
Oh my god. He's really spamming the.
Oh my goodness, I'm so bad right now.
Yeah, sure, go hit me. Ow my.
There wasn't a deflect, but
What?
cool. Oh man, I'm trying to deflect him, so I'm getting clapped.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
That's a parry. Oh no.
Just hit everyone for the parry one time on this. Oh, made show cigar break. Feels bad.
Got this dude. Watch.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh. Some light work.
Yo, you got a fan, Jaws.
Nah, he's your fan. My fans don't play Shinobi, you know?
Oof. Oh, what are you doing? Whiffing guard breaks. Okay. How many times? Bro, he's just dashing around like crazy. Holy.
Okay, okay.
top 10 anime battles of 2019.
Why not parry that, dude? Also easy parry. He's lateral dashing Andy, dude.
Oh my goodness. I need to blow. Hold on. Please don't hit me. Oof. Okay, I had to blow inside my controller because it's like moving by itself and it messes with my smokeless dash. Come on, buddy.
Okay, bud, what are you trying?
Let me just guard break him. Yeah, my controller has been
Toss him
moving
around
by
for
itself.
like 2 months.
I don't know about that one. I'm not using my scuff anymore, by the way.
Oh. Try, bud.
That's a parry. Easy parry. Oh, man.
Okay. Those are rip like an insane maniac.
He dodged way early. Aw, you kidding me?
What? Oh my god. Oh, I was trolling.
Oh!
Ding.
No! Oh, I thought he was going to throw me off with that.
Oh my.
Feels bad. Alright. Should get my stamina. Feels
Oh,
bad. That was a perfect.
And we are back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the intermission match between two viewers. It is a toss-up match for $40, and we have SG Spray and EG Doomsayer in this one. So it's going to be interesting because we don't know entirely what these guys are capable of, and they're not really a registered team, so it's kind of up in the air for this one.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. We'll have
But
to
we
see
do
how this
have an
goes.
EG player still, so EG players have proven to us that they are at least a bit of a force to be reckoned with.
I mean,
we have a
EG
Valkyrie versus a Warden, so this is going to be really interesting.
Honestly, man, EG represent all day, man. Like they've been popping off in this Xbox turn. They're mostly a EG type. The EG is mostly an Xbox team, if not in totally Xbox team. So I knew as soon as we were gonna start this, we're gonna be seeing a lot of the boys there. It's mad respect. But we got a Warden versus a Valkyrie, two characters we haven't seen this entire tournament for these brawls. But it is a duel, so maybe that's a little bit of a toss-up, you know, a little switch in terms of play. But I mean, I think Warden can do okay in a brawl. He's not the greatest character in the world for it, but I think he can still hold his own. Valkyrie, you'd have to give me a little more interpretation on that one.
Well, with Valkyrie, she does have a couple of methods of dealing with a Warden. She gets shut down on the offensive because all of her mix-ups are completely reactable, especially on, you know, even it doesn't matter if it's on console or PC. She has one 400 millisecond attack from the top, and her sweep is completely reactable with a telegraph bash. But if she spaces herself correctly, she does have the ability to counteract the Warden to death. It's just a matter of being able to space yourself and understanding the matchup well enough.
Excellent plays there. I think that's a very well thought out description of seeing as you're a very high level Valkyrie player, used her in a lot of tournaments in the past and just a high rep in general. I think you can provide a lot of knowledge with the character. Me on the opposite end, didn't really play much of Warden, didn't really like it. I thought Warden was more of a too basic of a character for me. It's just how I usually thought of him, but I mean, he's a solid character. I mean, after his rework, he did really solid. Valkyrie, after her rework, was okay. Helped her a little bit. Wasn't a tremendous one. You know what happened.
If you wouldn't mind going over and killing the commentator alongside the host of this tournament on the offside, so that way we don't have the bodies in the middle of the arena.
Yeah. That'd be dope. Anyway, as we get this thing going here, finally, awesome. Like I said, Valkyrie versus Warden. I got a rep 18 Valk and a rep 20 Warden. Definitely a lot of skill. from these two guys. They know how to play their characters. We'll see how they play against this matchup.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I want to see if this Valk understands any of the tech that she's been given, because there is a couple of little things that Valkyrie was given back during the rework that a lot of people still don't know about to this day.
That would be very interesting to see what the Valkyrie knows. I personally have no clue what you're talking about. Maybe we can share some insight maybe after this match about the X there, but so far, I mean, you'd have to point that out if the Valkyrie has been using it. So far, it doesn't look like she has. It's a very basic moveset that she's been using so far.
Whips the sweep and gets punished with a top light, even though the recovery on the sweep is bad enough to where the Warden could have punished with pretty much anything that he wanted right there. Nearly, what is it, 1800 millisecond recovery on the sweep? Nearly as bad as Shigoki's Hug Whip.
Very long recovery on that sweep. And I mean, the EG even could have went for that crushing counter, but he got the follow-up parry on that light attack, so absolutely sweeped that Valkyrie. Little pun intended there. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'll punish you for that one later. We'll just have to find a nice time and place for it. But at the same time, we don't really have the time for it right now. Not yet.
Yeah, maybe after the stream.
But seeing as how that Valkyrie was playing before, she was utilizing the sweep, but at the same time, the sweep is more of a surprise move than anything else. Exactly. It's not really something you're supposed to be using time and time and time again. Because, you know, all in all, if people expect it and expect to see that little orange indicator, that's something they're going to be looking for every single time.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just in case anyone has forgotten or just maybe streamed for the first time, we're doing a quick little intermission of a one-on-one. These are two random people streaming here. We got EG Doomsayer on the Warden and SG Spray on the Valk, and whoever wins this one game will get $40 sent right to their PayPal. So that's easy money there. It's a lot of steel, actually. You want to buy that.
Warden is taking a ton of damage doing those dodges during those finishers, but at the same time trying to go for a parry after parry, as we can see right there.
Yeah, he's starting to do a lot more mix-ups with the shoulder bash. That's very key, even if it's only a easy damage that you can do. Nice dodge on the shield bash there. That was really smart plays. Valkyrie's Valkyrie's not out of stamina because that dodge used up a shitload of it, but she needed to get out of that situation fast.
Really understood that she didn't want to get hit by that Gur break, because if she's out of stamina, that's a huge damaging punish. I believe a total of 60 damage. But trades it out with a light attack trying to interrupt him out of the top heavy, but you have to understand, if you're hit with a heavy and then you're going into that top, you are not going to be able to outspeed the hit stun of a heavy. However, you can do it on a light attack. You can light the Warden out of his top unblockable if you have a 500 millisecond top or starter light.
Yeah, so now that the way this is positioned here, still got a still potential to win this game. Hopefully this doesn't end up in a tie. That would be annoying to figure out later. But I mean, the Warden played that super well. He was basically parrying all the dodge attacks of the Valkyrie. The one thing this Valkyrie needs to understand is if an opponent that you're fighting, this goes to anybody when you're playing any type of duel mode, or even if you're in a one-on-one minion when you're fighting somebody, if the person you're fighting is blocking or parrying the move over and over again, or even one time, you really don't want to be using that move too much, because then that's just free damage you're going to be getting on you. Just like that, multiple light attacks he's been parrying here. Nice quick guard break, absolutely eating through the Valkyrie's health. She's already down to one bar. I believe one heavy should kill her. Charge the shield bash, trying to make her move a little bit.
And it is working. He's making her move quite a bit. Goes into that top light to prevent dodges. Warden gets hit with the side light after the feint, even though he didn't go for a parry.
Yeah, Warden about half health. Valkyrie playing a little bit more passive, as she ought to be. She's very low on health. Nice
zone attack comes in.
And then
top lights it up.
That off. Excellent play there. Doomsayer now up 2-0. Still needs to win one more game. Now, the way with ties work in For Honor, if anybody's unaware, I've never had this. If CG Spray ends up winning the next 2 rounds, it will actually, I believe, go into a tiebreaker round, or is it just going to be the end? I believe it will go into a tiebreaker round. So either way, somebody should be winning, and even if it goes into a tie, we'll run it back again. No way this will go a tie twice. I will actually leave this stream if it goes into a tie twice.
If we do get another stream tie, like another tie in this particular match, I am going to assist you in leaving. I'm actually going to come over to your house and force you into leaving yourself.
Oh, that's fine by me. Spray ended up actually hitting Doomsayer while he was trying to execute the Peacekeeper, so Doomsayer's a little bit low on health here. I'm not sure if that's going to be a restart or maybe a little trade on the light attack. Maybe Doomsayer doesn't give a shit, but I think he's going for the execution to get his health back. Very smart play by that, so we can at least have a full health game. He's not exactly full health, he's just a little bit of a smidge. In my opinion, I mean, even though it's a smidge, that could totally help later in the game when he's one hit, but I think Doomsayer doesn't give a shit. I think he's got a lot of confidence in himself.
Well, if I were playing Warden against a Valkyrie, I'd be having a lot of confidence too, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Warden's a really good matchup in terms of Valkyrie. Maybe not the greatest. I think Warden was definitely the better choice between these two, but you never know. I mean, there's a lot of... Just because your character is shitty doesn't mean you're automatically...
No, there's never a predetermined way that something's going to end up. If two players that are, you know, different skill levels go into something like this, then you're more than likely going to have a couple of interesting interactions, and that could end up with a Valkyrie coming back from this. Although I don't really see it happening. All things considered, they're both relatively close in terms of health. But the Warden is about to get a ton of pressure.
Yeah, dodges that sweep, falls right into that the chest of that Valkyrie there with the
Probably going to finish it off with a zone or a Valiant Breakthrough.
But I'm thinking Valiant Breakthrough might not be the best option that is very easily parried, at least from my experience.
More than likely going to feint the shoulder bash into a zone. Oh, well, there goes the Valiant Breakthrough.
Goes to the Valiant Breakthrough. I fucking hate one. That was excellent.
Not being heard right now is Infinite chuckling at Gingy eating his own words. Open mouth, insert foot.
At my own expense. Feels bad though. But that is EG Doomsayer, another member of the EG group. He's now going to be walking away with $40. Sadly, he wasn't able to compete in the tournament, but it's okay. He's still got a little bit of prize money. So if it happens to be that maybe the other EG clan doesn't get any prize money or whatever it happens to be, he can still gloat and tell him to fuck off. But there's a lot of bragging rights going on with this EG clan, really showing up on the Xbox side. We're going to be going to a video transition once again while we get the next matchup being set up. It's going to be the third and the fourth place, which is the Golden Ghouls versus the Jarls of Valhalla. We'll be right back after that.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I've got another Centurion video for you. As you can see, we're pulling out Papa C. Ooh, that's a rhyme. And it's about time to get to these duels. Hope y'all enjoy this one. Without further ado, let's get it. You can go ahead and stretch those legs all you want, buddy. You're still going down, dude. Come on. Miss me with those fake attacks. Oh. Not today, bro. Stop it, please. Oh my goodness. What are you doing, bro? Come on now. Hey. Quit. There we go. Sorry, big dog. You know I had to do it. Ooh, slap in the face. Fire that neck up. Honestly, I hope that doesn't fall. What is that? Oh! Got him. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, dodged too early. I'm sorry, little shady bro. Nope. Ooh, got him. This is not a game, people. Shurioken? I think so. Oh. Oh, do a split. Let's do it, bro. Do you want me to throw you in this overly chlorinated river? Come on. Oh no. Stop it, sir. Not today. No. Oop. Oh, sorry. You did it to yourself, partner. Oh, damn. Dude. This is what we call drill time. Oh, no. See, that's a mistake what I just did. Alright, let's back down from the stairs. Nobody wants to fight on stairs. Ah, look at you. Thought we had that parry, but whatever. Not gonna cry about it, man. Promise. Alright, come on, dude. I'm telling you, dog. Got him. Sorry, bruh. Inferior moves. GG, little Zerk. Oh, shake some, shawty. Alright, we got a little sham. Let's get after it, girl. What's up? Ooh, don't be doing that fake pounce at me. Oh, I got faked out, didn't I? What would have been wild if she just let it go out the rip. That'd have been scary. Nope, stop it right there, Sham. Ooh, yeah. Let me get a little bit of juju back. Hey! Ooh, that is how it's done, you see? Inferior Moose. GG Bathing Glass. That's a scary name. And it was a scary fight. Uh-oh, I don't think we can make the wall splat. Oh, we made it! Dude, the throw distance. Unreal. Look, all these little minions are watching you get jammed. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, sorry. Ooh, finish off with a punch. Jab to the nose. Yams. Round 2 was victorious. I like it. Whooping up on these little Viking assassins. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, nope, my bad. Ooh, got her. See, if I wanted him to parry punish, she just would have fell. What are you doing? That was a bad idea, bruh. So let me see if I can get a little juju back. Ooh. They keep falling for it. I don't know why. Keep on. You can rest in your grave. Oh, look at the supernatural orbs. They're gonna help. Oh my goodness. I think your soul just left your body. You just went into the upside down, I think. Round 1, Zach. Look at him. You think it's a game? He does look pretty fresh. I'm not the biggest fan of the ornament with the 3 heads on top. Little creepy, to be honest. Sidelight? Ooh. Ooh, sorry, big boy. Yeah. Bad idea. Oh. Oh, that was weird. Did y'all see that? There we go. Oh, movete. Oh, are you serious, dog? Had to, bro. Oh, I'm so nervous. That's definitely not gonna work.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in with the 3rd and 4th place placement matches between the Jarls and who is this? Who's the other team?
The
exactly?
Golden Ghouls.
The Golden Ghouls. Always such strange names.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, you know, shout out the Jarls of Valhalla though. Like that's a good name in my opinion. But yeah,
I've always been more partial to Vikings, so you already know that I'm definitely siding with the Jarls on this one.
I've played too much Skyrim to count, so you know, Team Jarls. But yeah, this is going to be the 3rd and 4th place match. Golden Ghouls is going to be EG Midas and EG Revenant with JOV Blitz and JOV Shane, the Jarls of Valhalla. Very easy to actually determine. Seems like 2 clans are going up against each other. Very easy to figure out what their names are. Thank God they have JOV and EG in their name. Very smart. But we got Raider and Nobushi for Midas and Revenant. That was their old composition back when they played. And then JOV and the JOV team Blitz and Shane, we haven't seen in a very hot minute. They were the first match that we saw. It's going to go to JJ and Nobushi. So back on the Nobushis, and this is actually kind of reminiscent of the EG clan when they were fighting each other. This composition, Nobushi Raider, Nobushi JJ. I've been seeing a lot of that. And it's with good reason. Nobushi is a solid pick. JJ is a solid pick. And I mean, even Raider's a solid pick too. I mean, these are all beautiful picks to be picking as well.
From what I've seen from Midas, he seems to have a little bit more technical skill than Blitz with Nobushi, just judging off of what I saw in those last couple of matches. But there's always something that you can have pulled out of nowhere, and especially with that DPS coming from the Raider alongside the Zhang Jun, plus the safety of the Zhang Jun, is going to make for a couple of interesting interactions, I would assume.
Oh, I could definitely see that coming too. We'll have to see. It's been a long time since we've seen the Jarls of Valhalla play. It's been only an hour and a half. It's been about roughly an hour since we've seen these guys play, so maybe they've tuned up a bit. You know, figured out a good composition, maybe studying their opponents and stuff like that. That's obviously a very good choice. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I think we'll have to, you know, I think the Jarls of Valhalla can do this. I think, you know, given enough time, about an hour or so, they can, you know, maybe train up, maybe hit the, you know, scrims and whatnot, and do each other, whatever they happen to be doing in their spare time of an hour. They probably were learning their matchup, trying to figure out what we can do against the EG clan and prove that, you know, the Jarls of Valhalla are the best clan on Xbox.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm in complete agreement with you on that one. But now we're getting into the first round of this. And keep in mind that the prize money is going, I believe, in 3rd place. So 4th place will be getting knocked out of the tournament as far as the cash prize goes.
I believe that is the case too. I'll always be reminded of that later, but I believe correct. So whoever loses this ain't getting shit. Raider right now going very deep in the middle of that. It's probably not the smartest idea, but he's just trying to feed for kills here. He's being very aggressive, ain't taking any shit. Mad respect to Revenant there. Throwing about a bunch of moves, getting hit attacks, hit attacks with bleed. Going for that JJ, multiple stunning taps. Nobushi's very low on health. Gotta watch the teammate, make sure he doesn't kill her again. Stunning tap on the JJ leaves us in a one-on-one, about average health as well. But the Nobushi always will have the advantage in some sense because of that passive that she has, so she can always start doing a lot more damage than expected. Like the stunning tap to Light, all confirmed. Very, very good confirmation to follow up Light. That's going to be
Revenant was just pestering him with those light attacks and overwhelming him with the speed of Raider, and in all honesty, I can't exactly blame him for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing the character very well. EG Revenant, EG Midas going to take that first round from the Jarls of Valhalla. And yes,
Revenant
we
didn't
have.
even take the time of day to throw me in that water. Oh my goodness.
Feels bad, dude. But yes, we have received confirmation that the losing team that comes in 4th place will not be receiving a single bit of money, just from the prize earnings in terms of the pool that we have going on here. So if you do come in 3rd place, which could be any of these teams, they will at least get some amount, but the 1st and 2nd place are going to be getting more, as pools usually do. But we'll get to that match later. We got the 3rd and 4th place match starting now with 2nd round here. Nobushi looking at the other Nobushi. JJ doing a bunch of different feints, trying to get some movement here. Trying to throw out as many safe attacks as they can with the zones. Very smart. And the sidewinders as well from these Nobushis. Raider almost let that rip. JJ lets the side heavy rip.
A big part of understanding how Zhang Jun and Nobushi work in a technical sense is understanding how the body is going to move as you're going throughout those combos. Understanding when you're getting dodge frames, when you're going to be avoiding attacks, and when your guard is going to come back. And I think that Blitz is doing a great job of understanding all that.
Oh yeah,
Or not
for
Blitz,
sure.
that's Shane.
Yes, for sure. 2-on-2 here still. A little bit lower health than when we first started, as you would expect here. JJ's very low. He's also very deep. I think he's going to be dead now. JJ's just trying to finish off, do as much as he can. I believe that's going to either kill him. Yep, that will definitely kill him. Nobushi's very low on health, but so is Raider as well. So this Nobushi on the blue team here definitely has the opportunity, has the health advantage. Actually doesn't see the zone coming whatsoever. Gets destroyed by that.
He
Excellent
actually
play
got
from Revan.
stun locked by the heavy from the Nobushi out of hidden stance, and that confirmed the final hit from the Raider. So I don't think it would have made much of a difference if he saw it coming or not.
Maybe if that was intentional, if that was on accident or intentional. Good play nonetheless. Very smart awareness there. You always got to try to make those stun locks, get as much punishes as you can. That's very smart from them. Moving on to round 3 here, it seems like Revenant and Midas, 2-0. Got one more round until they can make this a 1-0. So far, they're doing pretty well, potentially making a sweep of this first little matchup going on here. But, even if they do, and it ends up being a 1-0, the Jarls of Valhalla still have tons of time to come back. They definitely make a comeback if they need to. Who knows? Maybe this will be a 2-2, and this will be a very close to game 5. Who knows?
We have already seen that the EG clan can make big comebacks if they're careful. So it's one of those things where I'm expecting them to hold this lead and keep this momentum, because they kept that momentum during those other matches extremely well up until the point where they didn't understand how to counteract the Shinobi Zhang Jun combo. So right here, it seems like they do understand what they're doing pretty well, and if everything keeps on going the way that it has been for them, I really see Team Midas taking this one.
I could totally see that as well. Very excellent description there. Nobushi going in against this JJ, lowering the health just as little as she can. Very smart with that one. And Raider very deep in that front there, gets very low on health as well. JJ gets destroyed by the zone attack. Leaving this Nobushi in a 1-on-2. Nobushi's very low. Could very well turn into, like we saw in the first round. Goes for the perfect Stampede charge. Gets that extra damage. Nice, excellent follow-up. Revenant kills his teammate again, but actually
It's
ends
a
up
worthy
getting the win this time.
sacrifice. It is a worthy sacrifice in this particular instance. Seems like a recurring theme with Revenant is that he is bloodthirsty. He is out for blood, whether it be his opponents or his friends, and I completely and totally respect that.
And that is 3-0 for that game. Big sweep. Golden Ghouls are going to be taking the first game 1-0. Also, I don't know if you noticed in the scoreboard, Revenant did not die that entire game. His teammate Midas did die a couple times, but Revenant was completely flawless that entire time. So very impressive gameplay from him. Even though it is Raider, and a lot of people give some differing opinions on Raider, saying it's just a meta pick or he's just overpowered. Still, regardless, people can pick Raider and pick meta picks and still be very terrible. For example, I could pick somebody that, I could pick a huge, like for example, even when I play Raider, I'm a very terrible Raider player. But just because I play him doesn't mean I'm this god and forced to be awoken with. So he is, regardless of the fact of his pick, it is a tournament, and obviously if you're competing for money, I would pick the meta picks, of course. That's just a common choice. If you're picking a character in a tournament just because they're not overpowered, I don't know what you're doing, brother. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Nah, if you do have the ability to play a character and you understand how they work, and they are a meta character, even if they aren't particularly the one that you enjoy the most, and you can have a cash prize on the line, take the money over anything else. It doesn't matter if you're going to be doing something like, you know, people call you shameless or something like that. There were people using exploits in tournaments prior to this, so I really don't see the problem with using a meta character to try to get yourself a win.
Exactly, and if people are bitching at you for picking a character, fuck them. You got money and they don't. Exactly.
I mean, I have money regardless, but okay.
I mean,
Thanks.
yeah, but they
Thanks,
earned it.
Gingy.
All right, bro. They earned it in a special way that that other person talking.
Oh, so I'm not special, right?
All right, dude. You want to handle this after stream or during the stream? Because we could totally do this right now in front of 300 people. I'm down.
In front of 300 people, yeah, it was definitely Logan Paul KSI level.
This is the Logan Paul KSI boxing match. Dude, place your fucking bets now. And then let's rig the
I'm
fight
really
so that we can
excited.
tie it.
Because they actually did pull out a Shinobi. I guess they thought that seeing them losing to a Shinobi before might actually make a difference.
Yeah, it seems like the EG guys didn't decide to swap. Once again, the same mentality of the it ain't broke, don't fix it. I respect that. But now we have a Kensei on their side and a Shinobi. Both decently high reps, so they might know exactly what they're doing. I would assume they would know what they're doing if they're picking this, unless if it was a really weird wild card, which can happen in tournaments, but it usually doesn't work out that well.
Right, in tournaments like this, it's always one of the important things to remember that if you aren't confident with the way that you're playing a character and you don't really have that much room to experiment with it, you probably shouldn't go with it. But if this guy really does understand how Shinobi works and is genuinely good with Shinobi, I'm pretty happy to see him using him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this will be a very interesting switch up of a matchup. See, obviously because they've legitimately swapped characters, but even though the EG guys have dealt with these characters multiple times, you know, this is a totally different person playing Shinobi. This guy could be playing this Shinobi even better than their EG friend, or even worse. Who knows? We'll have to figure this out during the match. But, I mean, the Shinobi's doing very well, playing exactly how he should be, in the very back, while the Kensei takes the brunt of the damage. But not too much. You don't want to make sure the Kensei gets killed too quickly, or it's going to be a 1-on-2, and there goes your whole power of Shinobi being in the back line.
Exactly, and right now the Shinobi is doing a pretty good job of fending up the Nobushi. They don't seem to be having that many people with, you know, they don't seem to have very many people chasing after the Shinobi, which you need to make a priority in a situation like this. In teamfights, Shinobi is one of the biggest annoyances due to the fact that he can attack from range, and that being that he is the only character that can do something like that, it is imperative that you have at least one of you trying to attack the Shinobi at all times, and right now they are doing a great job of isolating him. Now that his teammate is already gone, slamming him into the wall and finish him off with the top heavy.
They couldn't really break through his defenses. He kept dodging away. Revenant run up on him with that out of lock move and slam him against the wall while the Nobushi gets follow up heavy. That was really smart by them. It's just those small little plays that can really make a big difference in your fight, because they could have just kept punishing him and trying to throw attacks left and right, and that might have not done anything. You know, and then the Shinobi could have came back and maybe did some heroic type move, but locking him down and shutting him down with that out of lock move just completely gave him that round.
Alright, getting set up for the next one.
We're set up for round 2. EG is 1-0. If they win this round and then the follow-up round afterwards, they'll be 2-0 on their way to being third place team, with Jarls being in fourth. But some could totally change. We've seen a lot of stuff change in this tournament. Shinobi's still in the back line, playing exactly how he should be playing. Oh, excellent deflect. That was a hell of a lot of damage coming from him.
I will tell you something that I really like to see in a tournament like this. I have not seen a Shaman player during this entirety, but I want to see it if I'm being like completely
It could be a
100%
little bias coming from a very profound Shaman player yourself. But I totally get it.
I know, but you see her in tournaments all the time, and I love to see stuff like that, especially a Nobushi Shaman combo. It makes for a great time, and it's very entertaining to watch how they one another.
Yeah, speaking of that, while you were talking, that was very excellent. That kick landed right into Raiders top heavy, actually shut down that Shinobi, giving them that win right there.
Seems as though Team EG is taking it home right now. Seems as though this is a well, bit of a quick round here.
Yeah. Well, we still got a lot more games to go as well, so we should not count these guys out. But yeah, going back to your last point, basically, I'm not gonna lie, I would be lying to you if I said I wouldn't want a Gladiator in this tournament. Although it'd be a terrible pick, I think it'd be really cool to see the Gladiator. I can provide an actual description of this character, but it would be a very stupid pick to have him in this tournament, especially when you're competing for money. Unless you're somehow like a god as him, or you're really confident, you probably won't be picking him.
No,
Very
most
smart.
likely not. Every character does have tools, though, and it depends on how you use them. So we might have somebody that has the confidence to utilize one of these characters, and I'm excited to see if people do change up the way that they play.
For sure. Every character can be every character in the roster. Some of them just take a little bit of extra time than others.
Right now, we're seeing Kinsei trying to go for damage on the other two characters, but unfortunately enough, he doesn't have that much mix-up potential against Nobushi, and the Raider is doing a great job of blocking, except for a couple of delayed lights.
Yeah, speaking of a great job, Nobushi's constantly tracking the Shinobi, making sure that Raider teammate is not getting punished from these random heavies. Kinsei. That's going to be
Raider gave up a death
light.
punish right there by throwing forward instead of backwards, so that's a big mistake on his behalf, and then Kinsei loses because of it.
Yeah, big mistake. It was still damage nonetheless, but probably could have been able to kill him if he punished properly. But Kinsei's not dead. Going back to the out of block move, throws Shinobi right into that wall.
So it is
And
now
that's gonna be the end
2-0
there.
for the Team Golden.
Yes, it is now 2-0 for the Golden Bulls. They just need to win one more set of matches, and they will be the third place team, with Jarls of Valhalla being the fourth place team. And also, as we've noticed, Revenant again going 10-0. Obviously, scores are a little inflated because they've been killing us, but regardless, he hasn't died at all. And that basically means that they've been flawless for 2 games in a row. They've been, technically, if we count the numbers here, they're actually 6-0 this little set. So the Jarls of Valhalla have yet to win a single game. Maybe this is time for a switch up. I would think so, at least. Maybe switch up of teams in terms of their matchups and stuff. I mean, they did swap to Shinobi and they did pretty well, but just didn't seem like it was working out as well as they'd hoped.
No, most likely not. But if they do change something up, it seems as though JOV here is still going with that Kinsei and now a Nobushi.
Interesting. Well, at least on the side of the EG team, they're going to keep the format. Definitely.
Oh, there was a bit of a change up. Now we have a Kinsei and Zhang Jun combo again.
All right, very similar to, I believe, what they had the first time, or a little bit of a swap. They had the Nobushi and then the JJ, and then they ended up switching that to the Shinobi. A lot of interchanging here, but it seems like we've been seeing roughly the same cast of characters throughout this tournament. Sad to see that we aren't seeing some bizarre picks like an Aramusha or some type of or like a Warden, a Conk, a PK, anything like that. But still, I understand it. It's all for money. They're trying to get their best characters out here. So I totally understand.
No, I truly believe that there are some players out there that could absolutely swamp players like this with a particular character that's really low tier. I've met some Peacekeeper players that could absolutely demolish me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's saying a lot, but it's kind of crazy that we haven't seen anything aside from, you know, the typical 2v2 picks.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's just because, like we've stated multiple times, just because the character is terrible doesn't mean you're automatically at a disadvantage. Like you're automatically lose. There is some crazy players out there that are just so good with bad characters. You know, the very good players that are just god tier with Lawbringer, Peacekeeper, Gladiator, Centurion, all those picks. There's definitely somebody out there. But maybe they'll be, I don't think they're going to be in this tournament. Or maybe one of these guys does have a little, you know, pocket, you know, little trick up their sleeve and might whip out some random ass pick come one of these rounds. Hopefully if the Jarls of Valhalla do that, if they end up winning this, then maybe we'll see another weird change, or maybe even in the next set of games. Because it stands right now, if EG wins these next 3 matches, or if they win this game, they come in 3rd place, and the Jarls of Valhalla come in 4th, and they will not get anything.
So it is really time for them to buff up or shut up, I suppose.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It sounds perfect to me. Buff up or shut up. Why haven't I not heard that yet?
I'm not entirely sure. It seems like something I would have heard on Reddit, but no.
Nah, Reddit's more of a, like...
Oh yeah, they don't have any creativity. They're just an echo. Ooh.
It's not a... Yeah, it's probably not like a buff up or shut up. It's more like it's OP, please nerf.
Please buff, give hyper armor.
Give hype your armor. Raider bad.
Tired of being hit. Nerf damage.
You gotta love this shit, though. Absolutely pounding that Kensei though with the Nobushi and JJ a little bit on the back, trying to help his Kensei teammate, but he can't get the unpenetrable force of this Raider and Nobushi. Gets whipped.
Ooh, Raider catches the Kensei on the early dodge with the zone attack, takes out that last 50 HP, and then finishes off the Zhang Jun as well. Very nicely played on the Raiders' behalf.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to be another round for them. 2 more rounds. EG completely sweeping the Jarls of Valhalla here. It seems like they're really showing that EG is a clan not to be fucked with on Xbox, and if you tread anywhere near them, you will get destroyed. And I can preach for that, as the multiple times I fought them in Dominion, they have completely fucked my team sideways.
That is an unfortunate statement. I'm not too sure if I'd have the balls to say it myself, so congratulations.
Yeah, to be fair, they were stacked up and I was solo queuing, but regardless, they are a really solid team. And I'm not gonna like completely shit talk these guys if it's not true. I mean, these guys are very good players, and it's showing in this tournament that EG is definitely turning up. As we set up this next game, just a reminder, like I've said multiple times, EG has to win 2 more games, they come in 3rd place. Jarl has yet to win a single match in this series of EG versus the JOVs, or the Jarls of Valhalla. So, very sad to see that. Hopefully we can make a super big reverse sweep. I think that'd be awesome to see that big comeback story. That'd be the underdog thing scenario of the tourney for sure. But we're trading blows as usual in a fight. JJ's trying to pick off this Raider. Nobushi's really using these sidewinders on this Kensei. She's also trying to get a little bit of bleed. Whips that heavy from Raider. That's going to injure JJ, almost kill him. He's probably 1 hit. Nobushi is very low on health. She's actually about halfway on health, but she's out of stamina. She's back now. We'll see how that goes later in this game. I do believe that, just judging from this health bar, the EG might end up taking this round.
It seems as though there is a bit of a health advantage right now, and it's also now 1 versus 2, with all characters being at roughly about the same amount of health. Kensei trying to space himself properly. He's really going to want to put in all the quick attacks that he possibly can, while at the same time avoiding that Raider Stampede charge, similar to what he was just doing. Oh, big mistake right there. He didn't go for the option select on the Raider's side heavy, which more than likely would have killed the Raider and interrupted the Nobushi from her guard break.
One thing I noticed on that Raider is that he has that weird execution with the flies. I don't know why you would use that. That's just me, but not my particular taste. But EG's gonna take that round 2-0. So all they got to do is win 1 more, and they start, and then they're in 3rd place. And then next match after that, we're gonna be seeing the EG guys once again. Back in the 1st to 2nd place match, they're going to be going off against the Smooth Brains, who fought off against the Jarls of Valhalla the first time. And they pretty much destroyed the Jarls of Valhalla towards the end. In the very beginning, it was a close match, but it started to widen out more as they started playing and learning their matchups. I don't think I saw a Shinobi or many switch-ups on that team's side, so they might stick with the same composition for them. I'm a little bit confused about that. We'll have to see. Maybe some will totally switch up. Maybe that's where that weird pocket pick comes out of nowhere that we've been expecting.
Oh no, and this is a very tense situation right now for Blitz and for his companion right now. Shane is probably not doing too hot with that Zhang Jun. That bigger health pool is definitely not helping out too much whenever the Nobushi's putting on that bleed and doing a ton more damage. In certain instances, doing more than the Raider, especially with top heavy if you ever get a GB Nobushi. People don't notice very much, but with Nobushi's bleed additive, it does 46 damage off of a guard break.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage with her bleed attack. It's very disgusting how much damage that can lead to. You gotta make sure that you're not bleeding with her. You always gotta make sure that you're watching her, because she could easily be behind you and completely swiping you. But EG wipes out
now
Shane.
Already in a 1 versus 2 situation at half health, already bleeding.
Not looking good.
It is looking like an absolute tragedy right now, and I am so sorry for the Team Jarl, because it is over already.
Team Jarls of Valhalla are going to be in 4th place with the EG Revenant and EG minus gold. Once again, I still think that's a playoff as Golden Riddles, but maybe that's just me. They're going to be going into 3rd place. We'll be getting into the next match in a little bit soon. That's going to be against the Smooth Brains and then the EG as well. Like I said, like usual, we'll be going into a transition. Congrats to the Golden Ghouls for getting 3rd place. Jarls, better luck next time, guys. You did very well for even getting to 4th place in this huge amount of people that no one really saw on the stream, but the day before there was a ton of different players playing. So them getting
a big thank you to you guys for giving us an entertaining matchup between everybody so far. And a big thank you to Infinite. Once again, we're going to have to thank him pretty consistently throughout this for hosting all this and giving us something nice to watch. So
for sure.
With that being said, we're going to have to hop into this video transition, and we will be right back.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I've got another Blackprior video for you. We're pulling out BP for some 1v1s. The original plan was to try some ranked matches, but after a lot of wasted time, we did not find a match. So we're here, regular 1v1s, back at it again. We're trying to step our fashion game up with the BP Rep 9. A lot of people really don't like that skull helmet for BP, so we decided we're rocking that clever Bishop helm. Clever, he's intelligent, strategize, good to know he's pretty smart, and we got some horns all over our head. We don't have a lot of vision, there is quite a bit of blockage, but we're going to give it our best shot. We're trying to get some of those bulwark flips, maybe a crushing counter or two, I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, hope y'all enjoy this one. Without further ado, let's get it. Alright, we got my boy Arky. Let's talk about it, Arky. What you want to do, bud? Ooh, a nice little Blackprior mirror match. That sounds pretty fun to me, alright. Your Blackprior looks nice, just not as nice as mine. Here we go, bruh. Look at him. He got the little supernatural orbs, but it's not gonna help you. Oh, turn up this. Oh. Light. Oh, there we go. Let one rip. I knew it. Oh no, bad idea. Bad idea. Ooh, got him. Oh. I missed the punish. Not today. We need to get a little bit out. Here we go. Let's get after it. Go. Oh, 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 hold up now. Hold up now. 10 of what? Flip City. Let's get after it. Let me get a grab. Oh, you better chill out with the stamina. Ooh. Nope. Come on, what's up? Oh no! Whoa, what? Tenebris! There we go. Come on. There we go. Grab City. Top light. Oh. What am I doing? Ooh, close. That was almost real bad, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologize. I was trying to get the flip. You know, we're trying. We're trying. What if I do a jump attack? Oh, no. Nope. There we go. Tenebris. Ooh, we had to do it to you, BP. Love a good old BP mirror match. Oh, my face. Ooh, look at that, dude. I'm telling you right there, that mask outfit with those giant antlers always catch your boy slipping. Oh, that really caught your boy slipping, to be honest. Stop it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ooh. What? Let it rip out the gate. Oh, my bad. Oh, sorry. Don't dodge it. Oh, told you not to dodge it. Oh, right in the neck. Ooh. Oh, paralysis. All the way. Should I get her with that bulwark? What y'all think? Opera Fool's Day, girl. What's up? Come on, not today. I thought we parried that. Bap, bap. Nice parry, dude. Oh, she parried it. Oh, Opera Fool's. There we go.
Welcome back, everybody. It is fantastic to be back. And we are here with the finals of the tournament. Extremely exciting match. I am so ready for this. because whoever is walking away with this is getting the grand prize, and it is going to feel so good for their pride. So good.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of money given to the players as well, even though it's not going to be exactly 500, but it's still, a lot of money that just for playing a nice little tournament on For Honor, getting that good amount of money. I mean, depending on how much it is, it's probably a lot more than working a day of your 9 to 5.
Most definitely in my case. That's why I quit my job. Sorry about that.
Yeah, fuck jobs, dude. Quit. If you're watching the stream, quit your job.
Quit. Best life advice we can possibly offer. Just quit your job. Make it a full-time. Just play video games for a living. It's the best.
I'm such a bad influence. Just quit your job. Just clickbait on YouTube. You'll make it eventually, man. I promise you.
I do remember one thing that Gingy told me at one point about his college experience was having to explain YouTube to his classmates, which is something, it's a situation I've been put in myself, is having to explain YouTube to people, and it's one of the hardest things to
so
make it sound like an
awkward.
actual profession.
I know, dude. I've had this talk, like trying to figure out how I was gonna explain it, because I had this class where basically we had to explain what we kind of do with our lives, outside of school. And obviously, I'm gonna mention that I do YouTube on the side. And I was originally gonna say online entertainer, just to make it, as a generic term. But that also makes me sound like a porn star, so I'm not gonna say that. So I'm just gonna say that I'm a YouTuber, and I had a lot of older people in my class, because even though it's a college and most of the people are around my age, 18, 19, up to 20s or so. There's a couple people in my class that are in their 40s and 50s, which I gotta give them credit for that, because college is, especially being older in a room full of a bunch of younger people, can be very tough and very awkward. But they had a couple questions, had to explain the whole YouTube thing. It was a pain in the ass, but it's all good. But it is very tough trying to explain YouTube, and even talking about YouTube, no one will understand you unless it's another YouTuber. It's literally one of the hardest things to explain to somebody.
You know what I think is so funny about the way that we've been hosting these tournaments is that it's more like a podcast setting than anything else.
It really is. It's a podcast with really good gameplay. And that's
It
great.
always makes me happy to see skilled players, but at the same time, I always enjoy a good conversation more than anything else.
Man, I love podcasts, man. Talking to people for hours and hours. But we're going into the finals match. Back to the match here. We got the EG rival and Schlepp. That's the EG BEB clan, who we saw completely destroy their teammates. And then we have Jürgen and Himnar, who are the Smooth Brains, who we saw in the first match that destroyed the Jarls of Valhalla. Jürgen is going to be on the Rep 50 Raider, and then the Rep 50 World for Himnar, the same setup that they had for their first match. And then Shinobi and JJ, also the same similar setup. I'm pretty sure we probably won't be expecting too many changes of characters. If anything, I'm probably expecting the EG guys to maybe rip out a random pick. It seems like these guys, the team for the Smooth Brains, seem to be keeping the same setup, regardless if they're winning or losing. So that might come in handy, although that might also lose them the match. But we'll see. We got to see how that plays out together.
All right, getting into the first round of all of this, Schlepp is already moving back with his Shinobi, and you can already see the Zhang Jun is moving forward, trying to be his meat shield, his wall of defense. And right now, the Warlord is hard targeting the Shinobi, trying to hit him with delayed lights and trying to catch up with him as much as possible. Zhang Jun was out of stamina, tried going for an early back dodge against the Raider of the Hand Zone, eats that 50 damage. Schlepp immediately gets hit with another one, following up, gets guard broken while he's in the recovery of the hit stun, and now it is a 1 versus 2 versus rival, and it is not looking too hot for him right now. Already been guard broken by the Warlord. This is going to be it. Round 1 goes over.
When you're at this high of a
ridiculously
level
fast.
and you're out of stamina and you get thrown down, don't expect to be hit by one move, but multiple times. They knew exactly what they were going to do, and they planned that out very.
Round 2.
Very good coordination on their end. And I'm actually pretty happy to see that the Warlord and the Raider ended up pulling that one out. It's pretty cool to see a Warlord doing well. Because back in the day, Warlord used to be meta, but then after the numerous nerfs to his headbutt, numerous nerfs to pretty much all of his aspects, his damage got nerfed, his recoveries got nerfed, and things like that. It's just nice to see him coming back in a place like this.
Yeah, damage got nerfed, recovery got nerfed, but also on top of that, his nerf to his out of lock, the crashing charge, I believe, and that also got nerfed as well very recently too, and that was just very detrimental to his kit. One of the more important things.
Donation alert!
Oh my goodness, we got $100 from Matt fucking Murray. It says, "Love you, Gingy," from Phil. Yo, shout out Phil. Yo, man. Thank you for the $100, bro. Love you too, bro. Thank you so much for supporting the tournament. But back to the tournament real quick. 2v2 Shinobi with that nice backflip, trying to get that Warlord out of stamina. Warlord is now out of stamina, so that might not have been the best idea. Raider's trying to back up his Warlord teammates, and, just trying to recover that stamina back. Raider's getting hit multiple times. Shinobi heavies and JJ everywhere.
Change's follow-up blade for finishing off the Raider.
Warlord now in a 1-on-2 situation. Not looking too good for him. Did end up getting hit with that top heavy, and that top heavy didn't kill him because of the damage reduction from the Shinobi doing the double light back-to-back. But they ended up still winning regardless. It is now 1-on-1. It is a very close game here.
Round 3.
Very nicely played on behalf of the Shinobi and the Zhang right there. That team synchronization was really nice.
Yeah, thank you for the $100, Matt Murray. Much love, man. Also, Ree in the chat says, "Notice me." I notice you, man. You don't have to start reeing at me. I got you, bro. Thank y'all for coming out to the stream today. A lot of 200, 300 people in here. Much love, man. A lot of good stuff going on for this tournament. This is going to be, of course, our last match, but just as intense as the others have been, if not even more intense, seeing as we got the top 2 players, or the top 2 teams in the tournament out of, what, 200-some teams that managed to make it here. So, honestly, even if I came in second place, battling through all those people and getting second place, I'd be satisfied with it. But then maybe that's just me. For the EG guys, maybe the guys here on the Smooth Brains, maybe that's just not enough.
Since we're seeing so many clans coming in here, I think that we understand how they feel about these tournaments and things like this in this kind of setting. Is that they really do play specifically for competition. You have to have a competition or a competitive mindset when coming into stuff like this. Play it for the love of the game. Play it for the love of what you're doing. Because if you're good at something, make sure that you do it as much as you want because you deserve it.
And that's why I started YouTube. And we don't talk about that because that shit is a train wreck. But Raider going on to JJ, using a light attack to get rid of the guard break. I'm not sure if that was intentional. That was really smart from him there. Raider's doing all sorts of moves. Dodges a little bit too early for the JJ. Raider's going to get a little bit of his health back and his stamina. But ends up getting destroyed by the Shinobi. 1-on-1 here. Very low health from each of them. But this is going to be over in 1 hit.
Trying to pester out the Warlord with lights. Doesn't go for any pressure off that revive.
I think he had another play coming here. I don't think Shinobi's probably thinking he doesn't want to do any out of range heavies because that can easily be parried, and then that's going to end to his inevitable death. Good option, good option there for the zone attack, but then it gets hit in the headbutt for life. I was running when the Shinobi was going to do the zone attack, because now with the recent buff to Shinobi is now one of the 2 characters, the Centurion being the other one. Centurion can't do this, but Shinobi can now feint his zone, and that's super useful for him as a character, because 4 hits of his zone attack will be eventually blocked and or parried after so many hits. So that was super smart for the developers to actually do that, because to be fair, it was long overdue. It was way needed for that to happen. The only thing left is that Centurion gets it too. Hopefully he does, because his zone attack is really not the greatest thing in the world.
All right, we're up 2-1 on side of the Smooth Brains, so this is pretty interesting to see. I was expecting the Zhang Jun being able to deal out a little bit more DPS than he's doing currently, but it seems as though the defense on the Smooth Brain side of things is really nice.
As well, I do believe that the EG team is up 1-0 in this entire series, so if the Smooth Brains happen to win this next round, it'll be tied 1-1, making this game even closer than it already was. Instantly destroys the Shinobi. Schlecht is out of this game. Warlord is very low on health, so 1 hit will kill him, but he's going to try to provide as much damage to his teammate as possible. And also with JJ, him being so powerful, if he doesn't get killed here, he has the potential of killing both of those guys in one single swipe. Warlord going down immediately, just 1 hit will kill him. I think he'll need a couple more hits, maybe 2 lights. Same thing for the JJ. Very close fight. Nice stunning tap. Follow up like it's blocked. And that's a good
Very nice dodge stunning tap to avoid the follow-up light mix-up and try to get out of it as much as possible. Very nice.
Jahaha in the chat says, Archwizard CJ be like Fritos, Doritos, Tostinos. I couldn't agree more, dude. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Doritos, Fritos, and Tostitos, man. Those are some solid foods right there.
No, that sounds like CJ. I've been in enough party chats with him to understand that. That's a pretty accurate description.
Matt fucking Murray with the $50 again. Bro, your bank account, rip you. It says $50 for a Musha rework. That's a fact, dude. Our Musha needs a rework as well. Hopefully he'll get his in Season 11, but most likely we're only going to be getting 2 reworks that season. So one of the 3 people that I'm hoping get a rework, which will be our Musha, Gladiator, and Centurion. One of them is getting fucked over and will probably get hit with the rework the season afterwards. Hopefully, Aramusha is within one of those categories, and me being a little biased, hope Gladiator's in that too, although that's very controversial to some people. I think Gladiator's a very shit character.
Yeah, there's a couple of characters right now that are on the bottom of the tier list, and I still cry thinking about it every once in a while.
Yeah, CJ in the chat says, I've never said those 3 words in my entire existence in the same sentence. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate
And I am
it.
here to say that he is a complete and total liar. He says them every single time I talk to him, as well as Gunga Ginga, excessively.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
I'm sorry, I have to play enemies every once in a while.
It's all good. Valk needs to touch up too. She already got her rework, and the way that I like to view the way that I like to do my type of style with this stuff is that the people that have already gotten their first should not get their second until the people that need it get their first as well, so that everyone's on a good even playing field, unless it's a desperate need for a second one. And in my case, Valkyrie, I would assume, does need a little bit of a better touch-up, but I don't think she needs to be taking it from other players that need it a lot more than her. But I'm not disagreeing in the fact that Valkyrie needs something, because the rework didn't really help her all too much.
On EG's side of things, we have a minor switch-up with the Nobushi coming into play right now.
Interesting. So we have the same setup. I had a feeling that the Smooth Brains would keep their setup. Obviously, they won the last series of matches, but I mean, it doesn't really seem like they're going to be swapping at any point in this game, which either, like I said before, could either be a good thing or a very bad thing. It seems like it's doing pretty well, keeping this match very even. Schlepp is now off the Shinobi and onto Nobushi. That's a tongue twister that I've fucked up 4 times this stream. And Rival is still on JJ, so small touches of a switch up, but probably nothing has happened too drastically. It's usually the same characters we've been seeing this whole tournament. Just like with the PS4 tournament, we saw a lot of Raiders. In this one, we're seeing a lot of the same composition of Nobushi JJ, Nobushi Kensei, with the Shinobi thrown in there. The very wild ones were actually the Warlord on the Smooth Brains and the Black Prior as well. That was a very weird switch up that no one, at least I didn't expect. That didn't really go too well for them, sadly.
Raider trying to go for the enhanced zone for pressure on the Zhang Jun, but ends up getting lighted out of it. Goes for a guard break immediately after, guaranteeing the stunning tap off of a forward throw. Now both the Raider and the Zhang Jun are out of stamina, while the Nobushi is trying to apply pressure as well.
Got a 2-on-2 going here. Warlord and Raider absolutely destroying this Nobushi. She's low on health and low on. She's not going to be a single asset right now. Trying to help the JJ as much as she can with the little resources she has. Nice kick, but doesn't follow up on a punish, probably to not get punished from the Raider that was completely watching that whole time. Very smart by that one. Because that could have led into her inevitable death. JJ gets completely clapped,
2 for 1.
clothesline. And then the Nobushi goes down right afterwards. That's going to be the end of that round. We have a couple more donations. Matt, again with the $50. Dude, your bank account's too fucking high. Says, nobody, infinite, so, alright.
And JJ Haha has donated $5 and said, CJ be like, Uginga Goga Giga, For Honor Esports ready. Profound.
Profound knowledge.
Profound. That's a blessed donut right there. Are we just gonna end up bullying CJ from this? I really hope we do. He deserves it.
Oh no, brother. Ree in the chat says, please read the wild thing, where the wild things are. If I could ever pop that up, maybe in a stream of my own, I could read I'll read the stream the entire Where the Wild Things Are story. Maybe.
Somebody asked in the comments, will there be a PlayStation 4 tournament? There has already been a PlayStation 4 tournament. It was a couple of months back, but for now we're going to be hosting one final tournament together with Infinite, and it will be the PC tournament.
If there's any other tournaments afterwards, for some odd reason, Infinite, we'll let you know via his Discord or any other video. So definitely join his Discord, sub to him on YouTube if you haven't. I don't know why the fuck you're in this stream and you haven't. That's really stupid play. 2 IQ right there. Really small brain.
Very, very tiny brain plays. I would say they have the brain capacity of maybe a goldfish, possibly less.
Actually, from what I've been hearing, goldfish actually have very intelligent minds. People just think that they don't, but I don't know. Maybe that's just somebody on Reddit and kind of a cesspool of bullshit, so I'm not actually sure if I'll believe it as fact.
I think it was the starfish story kind of sentence from Tumblr, from a post like that, you feel me?
Ah, Tumblr, what a fucking joke. And as we were talking, gets instantly
the entire
wiped
round
here.
ended. We've gone
EG gets
podcast
completely
mode.
wiped. We've gone
We've
full
gone
podcast
podcast.
mode with just really good gameplay in the background. God damn.
I think me and Gingy weren't entirely prepared for this one. We were a bit tired throughout the start of this, and now we've just kind of fallen into a relaxed mode.
Definitely not. I woke up at a very early time when I went to bed very late last night. I've probably gotten about 5 hours of sleep. I fell asleep on my couch, and it's not the comfiest thing in the world. My back feels like shit. I feel like a 40-year-old person in the body of a 19-year-old. I don't like it. That's totally my fault. Also because I have slight minor scoliosis because I look like a hunchback. But
I
enough
don't
shit
call
talking.
that scoliosis. I call that gamer-style seating.
Gamer-style seating. All right, enough self-deprecation on my end. Get back to this fight.
A little bit of a lag spike on my end of things. I couldn't see if that was an universal thing or not, but there was a couple of motions from the characters happening right there that were a little natural. Warlord is utilizing his zone to try and catch the Nobushi off guard, seeing if he can knock her out of a hidden stance or something possibly along those lines. Nobushi now out of stamina, being pressured by the Warlord. She doesn't have a lot of options for escaping his headbutts, so she's just trying to be as safe as possible and take as minimalistic damage as possible as well.
Yeah. Raider throwing the Nobushi, Warlord trying to go for a little bit of punish. Charge, but I think that was kind of a smart idea, just to get that little bit of extra damage, because they probably wouldn't have gotten too much damage. They managed to let the whole thing go through. The 2-on-1 here, going for the charge, very smart. Knee up top heavy. Raider actually doesn't go follow up for a move. I was very surprised. Ended up getting his teammate killed. This, I'm not sure how this is going to play out, and gets absolutely swiped because of it. I'm not really sure why the Raider didn't for a top light after that punish. That was very weird of him. Maybe there was some other thing he thought about, or it would have been damage reduced, but either way, the EG guys with rival here on the JJ ended up clutching it out for his team, now making this 1-2.
Setting up for the next round, we don't seem to have much of a... Well, we do have a close match here. It's not exactly neck and neck, but at the same time, it looks like a repeat of what was happening last time with Yergin and Himnar actually taking it away from EG. Which is something that I really didn't expect. I figured EG was going to swamp this, but I guess the underdog sometimes does have a chance.
Yes, Ha 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 says it's called Funky Spine Syndrome. Couldn't agree more myself. And Matt Murray with another $20 says a cheeseburger is covering a cow in its own spoiled juice. And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
That sounds like something that was forbidden knowledge. I don't really think we needed to know that. That seems like...
Yeah, it was
my head
definitely
hurt.
not knowledge we needed, nor does. But thank you so much, Matt, for the $20. If it was worth it, if the $20 is worth saying that, then that's fine by me.
Warlord just messed up a Raider punish really badly, made him give up the guard break in exchange for minimalistic damage off of a headbutt.
Yeah,
now
so
the Raider goes down.
Raider's gonna fall down. Warlord's in the 1-on-2 here, but he has the health advantage. I think something, but he's now bleeding. That's gonna mean a lot of damage towards him, especially with that Nobushi. Excellent parry there, because if that hit, that could have done major damage. He's really trying to pull all the moves out in his kit right now. Remember, if somehow the Warlord happens to clutch this out, that'll be a win for their series here, but it doesn't seem like it. A lot of players going up against him, and it's a JJ and it's a Nobushi. There's not much you can do there in a 1-on-2.
No, absolutely not. Both very safe characters, and then you're going to have to make a really hard read if you want to get a good punish off on those. Now it's a little bit closer to neck and neck. This is more like it. 2-2. Yeah. Next round here will either tie up the series on the end of Team EG, or it's going to give an even bigger advantage over to Yergin and Himnar.
Yeah, actually, I believe this is the third game that we're playing. So actually, whoever wins this will be winning in a 2-1 series, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I think both of these were tied up, but I also could be wrong. I've been losing my mind, as we can tell on stream, since we've turned this into a podcast. This is the second game, dude. I need to quit commentating for the rest of my life. Going into the tiebreaker match here, they're starting off very one-on-one-esque, not really combining forces together. Maybe they'll converge later. Now they're, see, as I say, now they're converging. JJ going for that light, misses. Now, but he's getting double punished by both the Warlord and the Raider. He manages to land that full heavy unblockable there from the side. Warlord goes down. Raider's super low on health. I don't know what he can do in this situation. He's got a lot of problems right now. Very low on health. Doesn't have the health advantage nor the man advantage. Not looking really good here. EG might take this, and they do.
Raider has been making a lot of mistakes by going for that unblockable follow-up after the stunning tap instead of utilizing his hyper armor like he should be in a situation like this. He can out-damage his opponents in this instance, so if he's able to, he should take trades, especially with those wide sweeping side heavies. He needs to be able to gauge whether he needs to trade or go for DPS. And recently he's been getting struck out of his unblockable, or it's getting parried or dodged. So
yes,
I think it would be a smarter idea for him to change up the way he's playing around with the character. But, you know, that's just me. It could be a different play style. It could be something completely different. I could be a complete and total idiot, and he could have the secrets to the universe unlocked in his back pocket. So
yes. Big shout out to Matt Murray though for the $220 worth of donations so far on the streams. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, even though I think it's stupid, don't tell a man how to spend his money. That's a fact. I mean, Matt Murray can do whatever he wants with his money, and I also don't think it's stupid donating to potentially make the future tournaments a lot more of a bigger prize pool, and just also supporting Infinite in general, which is always a beautiful thing to do. It's always nice to support the people that provide you with the entertainment that you're watching right now.
Very nice. Kind of concerned and seeing if Jürgen and Himnar will change it up now. I don't know if I want to see the Warlord going bye-bye, but at the same time, it seems as though there was a couple of issues arising with that one. Maybe they'll trade off, maybe something will end up being a little different, or they'll stay true to their mains.
Maybe.
Slept and Rival about to hit him with that no-you comeback.
This is the big no-you comeback.
If they do manage to pull it off, I just gotta pray to God that I have a +4 in my back pocket this time around.
Always got to keep the +4 and the Uno reverse card on deck at all times. Never know when you're going to need to slap a fool with it at any point. Could be in the airport, could be in an alley, could be at school. You don't know when that's going to happen. You always got to keep that shit locked and loaded. Yeah, airport Infinite, bro. You see people pulling up, going for your flight, and trying to take your seat. You hit him with that reverse card, kick him out the fucking plane. See what the United Airlines did to that poor Asian man like 2 years ago? Man didn't have his Uno reverse card on him. Take it from here, man. You gotta keep the shit locked on you, bro.
You're getting mugged in the street, man pulls a gun. You just pulled up the reverse card, he pulls the trigger and drops dead.
Ha said with $5 says, tell Infinite that me and Kevin do not sound the same. The Connect mic just makes me sound Mexican. Alright. Well, you heard him here. Have some... It sound Mexican. Are you not Mexican? Alright, bro. By the way, going into the next match, it doesn't seem like there was a big change, if at any change. Still the Nobushi, still the JJ, still the Raider and the Warlord. Yeah, it seems like no one's changed. Don't really mind it. I told you that probably the Raider and the Warlord wouldn't change. They haven't changed all game. And I mean, they're doing pretty well. They've lost a few matches with this setup. They've won a few matches with it. So it's hard to tell if there's something really bad with their matchup. But it seems like they're doing really well together, and they know exactly how to use their characters, with them being rep 50, rep 70, all that juicy shit.
Absolutely, and we still have the Raider, or no, the Raider, but we still have the James and Nobushi combo, which was working out so well for the EG team as well. So that's going to be interesting to see if there's any adaptations to the way that Jürgen is playing with his zones.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So we got the first round here. Starting off, Nobushi right front and center. I also just noticed that the both people on the EG guys have the, I believe that's an Naruto emblem. Standard weeb foreplay there.
I do believe that is the Uchiha Village.
Dude, I don't watch enough Naruto, bro. I'm more of a JoJo guy myself, though. Warlord gets destroyed.
JoJo, manly man doing manly man.
Yeah, Warlord getting destroyed, and then Raider soon follows. I actually didn't even see that. The Warlord looked like he dropped and fainted. And then Matt fucking Murray with the $20 more says we raise more money. We finna raise more money than GDQ. Big facts. Except for GDQ, there's a reason that it goes somewhere. Unless we end up donating this to some other place, I'm pretty sure that's just gonna go in somebody's pocket. If there was like millions of dollars donated, I feel like we'd be obligated to donate it somewhere and not put it deep into our greedy fucking pockets. Although, we'd be a shit ton richer.
That we would.
It says, yeah, Gingy's a JoJo fan? Big facts, dude. Big fan of the JoJo series. Haven't been watching it too much, but it's a great series. We're turning this into a fucking podcast now.
This is absolutely amazing. This is much... I'm enjoying this more than I was enjoying the first one.
Really? I'm enjoying it a lot more, too. I enjoyed both equally, but this is a lot... Both of them are a lot of fun, alright? I'm not trying to shit-talk any PlayStation players, alright? Don't come from my neck.
Alright, it seems as though one of them got hit on the side of EG, but he ended up taking a hit back on the Warlord that hit him to trade it off, and it seems as though everything's a little bit chill now.
Alright, perfect. As long as they're cool with it, of course they can completely end this match whenever they feel like. It's totally understandable, but they decide to go with it, so fuck it. I mean that's fine by me. It's all
Jing Jun just slaughtered the Raider with his charged unblocked. Both, oh my goodness, the Raider and the Warlord are getting pummeled by attacks over and over and over again. So it's not looking good for them. Raider ends up going down. Warlord in the 1v2 situation that we see people finding themselves in over and over and over again. Optimal punish from
Very
the
low
Zhang
on
Jun,
health.
followed up by the poisoning from the, from the bleed from the Nobushi. I just did one of my own pet peeves. But he ends up going down with a couple of swift pokes. I hate when
Yes,
people
sir.
call bleed poison.
You love to see it.
Round 3.
Alright, on to round 3. EG seems to be taking this 2-0. Yeah, they could totally win this match if they get one more round. That'd be very interesting to see how that plays out. I'd be ecstatic. That'd be crazy.
Alright, let me think. There are a couple of things that I could see going differently. There could be a reverse sweep on this one. And I think the only way that's going to happen is if they isolate the Nobushi with the Raider, and they isolate... No, actually, they could isolate the Nobushi with the Warlord and mix it up with the zone attack to track those dodges. But at the same time, it's rather difficult for that to happen because the Zhang Jun has that ability to escape from mix-ups as well as escape from a bad situation in general, just by utilizing the dodge attacks and then canceling out of it, getting into a different mix-up and throwing out the unblockable, which has a crazy amount of range.
That was about 1,000 words a minute, but I totally kept up with that. Appreciate the commentary there, Talon. But just in case anybody's up right now, is up 2-0, and it is tied 1-1 in their whole series, so if EG ends up winning this next round, which it seems like they definitely will, as they just did. Now EG is up 2-1. The Smooth Brains are trailing a little bit, so they have to win the next 2 games, because if that's not the case, if EG win the next series of matches, they will be our first place winner of the Xbox tournament.
Well played, well played.
I think, I mean, honestly, this is a really solid group of matches going on here. EG's really showing us that they are a force to be reckoned with. Constant times, whether it be them fighting themselves, Rival especially, me just figuring out that he'd be considered the top duelist is definitely showing that he definitely earns that spot there. I can totally see it the way he's been playing JJ and the way that Schlepp has been playing Shinobi is absolutely incredible. The way they synergize together, it's been really working out for them. That's how they're in the first place spot. I think
I'm really happy. I'm really proud of the way that Schlepp has been playing Shinobi with that really long Naginata.
Mm-hmm. I think if Yimnar or Jurgen and Himnar might need to come up with a new change or figure out what they're gonna do, because it seems like they're trailing, and if they don't make this next selection, if whatever selection they pick for this round will be it. I mean, obviously they can go back in the next round and stuff, but they have to make sure that this pick especially and the other picks in the future are going to be very good picks, because if they can't basically get a couple wins, then EG is going to take this win, and they don't want that. They're fighting for that money. Jurgen here and Himnar are trying to prove Smooth Brains are way better than some EG clan. All right, that's their whole motive here. And EG clan is still trying to prove that they're the #1. I want to fuck with them, but it seems like Warlord and Raider are going to stay, and the JJ and Nobushi are also going to stay. So we're going to be seeing this a lot. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, we've been seeing the same type of scenario for the past couple matches, and so maybe something will be different. Who knows? I think it'll probably play out the same in terms of how their play styles go, but in terms of winning, I mean, both teams have been playing the same type of synergy with each of these cast of characters, and some have won, some have lost. So this is really just anybody's game at this point.
Oh no, it is. And at the same time as seeing, a couple of disadvantages for, well, I wouldn't even say character choosing, because character choice has been phenomenal on both sides of the spectrum. The Nobushi and the Zhang Jun are fantastic for 2v2s. The Warlord is the only downside that I'd see on the team for, the Smooth Brains. But at the same time, they are playing to their strengths as much as possible, and, I can't fault them for it. Sometimes it's just a battle of a clash of wills, a long battle of attrition, and right now it just seems as though EG is taking it home, but there's always some way that it could possibly change.
All 260 of you in the chat could do me a favor right now. Just put a big fat F in chat. Let's spam this fucking shit, because Matt fucking Murray has maxed out his credit card, so we will not be receiving any more generous donations from him. Sad to see that. We can get some Fs in chat. And also, I mean, maybe a couple, Fs and, GGs for Matt, because he's been helping us a hell of a lot throughout this tournament, making, 220-something donations of his. Incredible amount of money. I don't think I've ever spent that much on another person's stream or tourney in my life.
Oh, no, I haven't done that either, but that's mainly because I don't make as much money as some other people. And the fact that they're willing to share, it's fact that they are willing to share with other people is ever more astonishing to me because I don't know if I'd be able to be that generous.
Warlord just going right through, like almost getting into a car crash there between all these players. Goes right through everybody, trying to pull off some sort of auto block. It doesn't really work. Raider very low on health, and it might just be down to the Warlord. It is down to the very low health, but I mean, comparing him to the Nobushi, he does have that health advantage, but now that he's bleeding, it might be a little bit
his
of a
health
bad
advantage
situation.
just disappeared immediately after saying that commentator's curse hit him like a truck.
And he's gonna go down. I don't believe in commentators' curse, man, but I see what you're saying. Maybe we're influencing this match too much with our speech.
I have been called a silver tongue before, my man. I have been called a silver tongue.
All right, well, I'll keep that in mind for if you're ever commentating anything that I'm doing. Because then
Just know if I ever say that you're going to survive, you probably won't.
All right, well, hopefully for the sake of the Smooth Brains, let's not say that in their favor if we want them to win, or a one-sided fight here. So let's not give them any commentator's curse just in case, if anybody believes that superstition. As it says right now, EG Rival and EG Slept are up 1-0. The EG clan showing their true colors here. 2 more rounds in a row, or just 2 rounds in general, and they'll take home that grand prize for first place and whatever money that prize pool is going to be getting. And they get to flex a little bit on their counterpart teammates, because now they're in 3rd place, but these guys are in 1st place. Nobushi out of stamina and also low on health, still manages to parry a few moves. Keep herself
Raider
sane.
really having it shown exactly how much Ubisoft changed him with the way that his charges work and the way that everything about him works. Because now that everything is uninterruptible, I've been seeing the Zhang Jun get insane amounts of damage off whenever he's trying to punish the Nobushi and vice versa.
Yes, for sure. JJ's low on health. This could be a 1-1 score here for both these guys. But, I mean, JJ's the anti-gank king, as I've stated multiple times. He needs to get his stamina back. He's trying to do so many moves without stamina. Lord 1 shot. Raider probably 2 or 3 shot. He could definitely kill both these guys in 1 swing. Right now, they're both 1 shot. And Warlord comes in with that excellent play there. Nice situational awareness, using his teammate as bait. Now it is 1-1.
From that side of things, the Zhang Jun was doing very well to defend himself by trading out those lights with the Raider, but at the same time he didn't really have the amount of health that he needed to trade, so it was a bit of a risky play.
Yeah, it was very risky, but it almost worked out for the JJ. He probably got a little bit too happy when he started to kill on that Raider, realizing the Warlord tap, but the Warlord knew what he was doing. He probably, maybe they planned that out. He was going to use bait or something, but it ended up working out in their favor. Definitely the Smooth Brains are showing that they can totally come back from a loss. And who knows, maybe they'll end up winning this tournament. Right now we're back in the 1-on-1 scenario, moving into those 2s now, getting ever so closer to each other.
Nobushi just doing an unlocked zone and getting all 3 participants aside from herself. That was actually a pretty satisfying sound if I ever say so myself, because I've never heard that before.
Huh, that's very true. JJ out of stamina, trying to maybe focus on this Warlord, who also has just about the same amount of health as him. He's trying to save his Nobushi teammate, but doesn't work. The Warlord's keeping a lot of pressure on him. Everyone's basically all low health in this scenario. That's going to do so much damage to the Raider there, and it gets taken out.
The synergy on that exact punish was phenomenal. The way that they worked together between the Zhang Jun and the Nobushi, there was nothing that could have possibly been done during that. The Nobushi perfectly timed her kick to be a wake-up confirm, and then her hit stun from her light confirmed the Zhang Jun's unblockable. That was beautiful.
Yeah, someone in the chat pointed out this is a very good point. The on the attacking, we're talking shit saying he's a terrible peacekeeper, and I couldn't agree more. He's doing very bad. Also, it seems like all the peacekeepers in this match are all 0 for 3. So I mean, I think the maybe peacekeeper wasn't exactly a great choice.
Hey, I got to deflect. I'm not that bad.
Okay, buddy. All right, well, you got to deflect, but no kills. So I mean, did you really get a deflect?
Yes, I got a deflect. I didn't punish, but it was a deflect.
Yeah, okay. You keep running with that statement. Tell me where that gets you.
Probably not very far. I can't run for a long time.
Okay,
but getting back into the match, 2-1, we have a very good chance on both sides to win this one. It's not exactly the closest it could possibly be, but the Warlord has already run himself out of stamina trying to punch the Nobushi. Still has full health, and the Nobushi, for some reason, is sitting back, not really attacking at all. EG Rival had a pretty good health advantage, but the Raider is at 1 bar already. Immediately gets taken out after I say that by the Zhang Jun zone attack.
Oh, this is very close because
And
one
it is
more hit,
over.
That is an over fight. They did it before I
believe
could
that's
say
it.
it. That is it. If EG won that round, then that would have been it, and they did, and that is the end of the tournament. EG,
Congratulations, EG.
is your first place winner. Infinite, you could let us know what the prize pool would be for that team and all the other teams as well. So we got money to give out. First place is getting, second place is getting money, third place is getting money, and then of course we got to give the $40 to those beautiful people in that one-on-one. We got to tally up a lot of stuff, but it is a lot of money because of the $220 of donations from Matt fucking Murray. So it's going to be a bit more money. It might actually be a bit more than the $500 prize pool because, of course, this is obviously this has basically been donation funded as well. GG to the EG guys. Excellent plays there. I think this match did really well, but honestly, we can't really count out the Smooth Brains, though. They did a very phenomenal job.
Oh, no, they did well, and they had good team synergy. It's just that it fell apart whenever they encountered they didn't exactly understand how to adapt to. So I'm very happy with how these matches have gone tonight, and I'm really happy with the reciprocation that we've been getting from the people over in the audience. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and I hope you guys enjoyed the matches. All in all, I've been having a wonderful time doing all this, and I hope
I'm
that
happy to be here.
My co-commentator here has been enjoying himself as well.
Oh, for sure. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm not playing in this tournament, so I got no stress at all. If I was playing this tournament, I'd probably be shaking and quaking. So I'm glad I'm not doing that. Glad I'm commentating.
Bro, you guys did a great job commentating, as usual, dude. But GG to EG, dude. They did great. I would have got clapped by everybody in this tournament. So to everybody saying that like these dudes had no skill or they were zone spamming and whatnot, just try doing like a 2v2 scrim against any one of these teams, and you'll see that there's like a ton that goes into it. It's more than just dodging around and pressing zone. But GG
there was
to
a
EG,
lot of zones being thrown, and I think Immense Rock said it really well that when you're in a 2v2 setting in a scrim like that, you have to really be into those fights to understand how much goes into it. Zone attacks are really nice because they're fast, they're safe, they can hit multiple people, and it's just a really nice attack, which is why they're being used so much in this tournament.
Yeah, but it was a ton of fun to watch, like the entire tournament this time around.
Yeah, people will find something to complain about in any setting. You have to understand that. Last time it was Raider. This time it's just the way that people were playing with zones and trying to outspace their opponents. It's rather embarrassing to have to read stuff like that, being somebody that has more experience in the community. But
I mean, it is
there's
fun.
nothing you can really do about it.
Despite my sacred knowledge, I enjoyed the 40 minutes I was able to watch of the stream. Only time Infinite streams is when he has $300 to give away. GG, yo. GG, haha, thanks for the donations, brother.
You call him GG, haha one more time. It's JJ, that's JJ. Instead of ya, haha. But yeah, GG's to everybody. But yeah, GG's to everybody that played in this tournament. We had, it was over 300 players this time around.
Yeah, I have the list. It says 199 teams registered and 35 were pending, meaning they couldn't get in the registration pool. So that's
of players.
234, which if we times that by 2 or some shit, I'm not good at math. 468 is the exact number.
Tons of players.
It's a lot of people.
But yeah, this tournament was larger than the PS4 tournament just because I let everyone in this time. To all the PC players out there, I don't have an exact date on when the PC tournament will be going up, but just keep an eye on my channel and in the Discord. The link's in the description, and I'll announce it to you guys and let you know. The prize pool will be extremely similar to what is here, so it'll be around $500. So if you don't have a teammate and you do play on PC, go ahead and find one. These tournaments are a ton of fun to play in, and I mean, you don't have to put any money into it, so you're just playing for $500. The worst that can happen is you lose.
I believe you also stated multiple times that in your Discord you have like some type of channel. I could be wrong. That you have a channel for people that need to find a teammate. So even if they can't reach out to one, they can always find people in your Discord. So if you need a player, or if you just want to join the tournament, definitely join Infinite's Discord. He'll have all his information there, and I'll also be posting on YouTube as well. Yeah.
So that'll be probably the last tournament I hold. Dude, my fire alarm is going off. What the hell? That'll probably be the. I'm gonna get cooked, dude. But that'll probably be the last tournament I hold. It depends on, whether or not For Honor will continue being supported in this way or not. So it really depends. So if we do go into year 4, then of course you'll see another PS4 tournament and maybe another Xbox tournament. And when we get spectator mode, when we get it, if we ever get it, if it gets finished.
spectator mode's gonna be a
We'll
hell
see.
of a lot of fun.
We'll see, 4v4 tournaments and whatnot. So
Oh, dude, yeah, we need to definitely do a 4v4
It's gonna
tournament with
die.
spectator mode.
yeah, that'll be a
Obviously.
lot of fun. We only have to wait 3 years for it. No big deal.
Yeah, 3 years
But-
too long.
If you want to play in the next one, the PC one, please join the Discord. I cannot stress this enough. You need to be in the Discord to play. And if you don't have a teammate, there's a looking for teammate channel in there. The teams that got really far in the tournament were, teammates that knew each other for a long time or in a clan or organization, and they know how to play together and whatnot. So, it's better. All these Fs, dude, I'm not going to die. It's all right. But yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord, find a teammate, and be ready to play for the next one. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you to everybody that donated, especially Matt, who might be, going bankrupt after this tournament. And
Maxed out his credit card.
yeah, Matt, dude, Matt's gonna be fucking getting a call from his debt collector soon. But I will talk to all of you guys later. Thank you again to Talon and Gingy for hosting or commentating this tournament. And I'll talk to you guys later.
It was fun for me.
See ya.
Okay, all right, don't need to sound
See
depressed
ya.
about
See ya.
Peace.
it. Yeah. Peace.